Welcome to Table Read Tuesdays. Here tonight we're reading one of my favorite movies. I love this movie so much and I came across it accidentally. I watched it years ago and then I just watched it again last night and I still love it just as much. It's so good. uh, and the writer of it was also the director, so they had the clear vision that came across. But they've written a lot of great films. So tonight we'll see what this script looks like. But before we get into that, I'll introduce you to this cast of characters. We got 4 regulars and 1 newcomer. So we'll save him for last. First up, Vicki Dykes. Tell them who you
I'm
are.
Vicki Dykes. I will be playing, or I will be reading action and description tonight. And I'm Mary's mom. I'm an older woman. I'm the mother-in-law, Posey, Taverner, manager, and Northerner too. I'm an actress, and I'm a regular here with Table Read Tuesdays, and I just love reading these movies. And I watched this one for the first time this afternoon, and I did a lot of crying.
Oh,
That's a good
yeah.
thing.
That's a warning too. This might be hard for some. So, yeah. Yep, I feel you there. Thanks for that warning, Vicki. And as you guys saw, everyone has a lot of roles to try and keep track of. So please bear with us. And another one with a lot of roles is Heather Lee Cameron.
Hello, my name is Heather Lee Cameron. I'm an actor, I'm a writer, and I'm a creator from Southern Alberta. I will be playing Tutor, Charlotte, Mother, Mom, Harry, Joanna, Critic, Friend, Cabbie, Tina, Japanese Person, Ginger Girl, and Sweeper tonight. Yes, that's a lot of roles, but I'm excited. This is not my first time playing a lot of roles. I've been with Table Read Tuesdays since their second read, and I've grown used to playing a lot of roles because it shows how much faith that the director and the caster have in me, and I'm flattered. So thank you. I'm excited.
We're super excited. And yes, you've shown before that you can do it, so we know you've got this. Angelina Peterson.
Hello, I'm Angelina. I'm going to be reading Kit Kat, who is my favorite, Mary, Polly, Northerner, and Child.
All right. Awesome. And
Clint so you'll Monroe. Be giving the audience a piece of that Kit Kat bar, eh, Angelina?
I should have had one today here.
All right. Yeah, that sounds so good. Thanks, Heather. Thanks for that. No snack for 3 hours, 4 hours. And we also have a fellow regular with everyone else that has gone so far, Clint Monroe.
Hey, Clint Monroe. Just for the public record, Kit Kat, Baby Ruth, Snickers, and 100 grand. Best candy bars of all time. Anything else?
Milky Way.
I don't know about that. Put some nuts in it.
100 grand. 100 grand's good. Yeah.
100 grand. Actually, when I came back from my extended trip from Mexico, I ended up landing with 35 cents in my pocket, and I spent it on 100 grand. So I had to start back from nothing. But anyway, I'm going to be Tim tonight. I'm going to try to do a British accent. We'll see. I haven't really ever done it before, but I feel like some of the stuff in here might not work if I don't. So never seen it. Going in completely blind. I've had a busy day. My friend just gave me a bunch of camera equipment that I got to play around with. So I've been trying to maximize that as much as I can. So I'm looking forward to doing this cold read, ice cold. But there we go. Anyways, I'm going to pass it on over to Tyler.
Thank you. This will be my first go at it. So looking forward. Happy to meet everybody and happy to try it out for the first time. I have a lot of different roles, but I think not so many lines, so maybe it'll work out well. I have Sir John, Forgetful actor, voice OS, Rupert, Mary's dad, American number 2, Jimmy, John, and Teddy. So, and I think I just picked up Judge, but that's not in the list that was sent. So that is who I got.
Yeah, that's a lot. And as you heard right there, we had to do some a ruse of roles tonight. I'm not even going to mention mine, so if I forget them, you won't notice as much. But we'll get started so that you
The
can.
whole, it's because of you.
Yes, it's all. Yeah, any holes, my fault. All right, but let's get. I think it's about time we get started. I don't even think we said the name of the movie we're watching. It is About Time, and we'll let Vicki take it away for us. Oh, am I sharing it? I see it.
About Time, a comedy about love and time travel, written by Richard Curtis, edited by Emma Freud. 8th of March, 2012. Interior, family home, day. Exterior, beach, day. Exterior, garden, night. The film starts with a voiceover showing what Tim, the leading man, is describing. He is 21. As he talks about each member of the family, the camera stays with them until they are passed by another family member, who the camera then follows. One flowing morning in their rambling seaside home.
I always knew I was we were a fairly odd family. First, there was me, too tall, too skinny, too orange, unfortunate hair. My mom was lovely, but not like other moms. She was something solid, or there was something solid about her, something rectangular. Her fashion icon was the Queen Mother. I never remember her in tweed. Dad, well, he was more normal. He always seemed to have time on his hand. After giving up teaching the university on his 50th birthday, it was always available for a leisurely cup of tea or to let someone win a game of table tennis once more. Then there was my mom's brother, Uncle D. Always impeccably dressed, he spent the days just, well, being Uncle D. He was the same age as my mom, but by the time I was 8, he was really my younger brother. And then, fortunately, there was Catherine, Kate, and Kit Kat. In the household of suits and haircuts, there was, well, I can just call it the natural thing. With her big oval eyes, her wild hair, her purple t-shirt, her torn jeans, and eternal bare feet, she was then and still is, to me, the most wonderful thing in the world. All in all, it was a pretty good childhood, full of repeated rhythms and patterns, charades in the winter, with me always losing. Croquet with Uncle D every summer, and by the time I was 21, we were still having tea on the beach every single night, no matter what the weather.
Scene of them trying to have tea on the beach on a very blowy autumn afternoon. Mum in scarf, Uncle D in three-piece suit, Dad laughing at it all, Kit Kat in purple t-shirt and torn jeans, making a fire with sticks found on the beach, trying to light it, putting on an old kettle. 1 cup of tea takes about half an hour. A scone drops in the sand. Tim's mother surreptitiously picks it up, scrapes off the sand, and puts it back on the plate.
And then every Friday morning, a film.
A nighttime shot of them watching a movie, projected onto the side of the house, all of them in deck chairs. It starts to drizzle, and up go 6 umbrellas. No one moves. Kit Kat just relishes the rain.
And then, once a year, the ghastly New Year's party.
Interior, family home, night. A New Year's party. The best songs from 2005 play. An awkward mixture of young people, old people, and children. There's one young man dancing with peculiar, unwarranted confidence, Tim's friend Jay. We see Tim sort of smiling hopefully at a pretty girl. She ignores him in favor of a handsome guy. He ends up dancing with a girl twice his size, Holly. She, in contrast, gives him a very welcoming smile. Kit Kat is talking to a too good-looking, louche young man. Cut on. Tim is just trying to get through the night, avoiding drunk people. One person nudges a table and 27 wine bottles all spill at once. Suddenly it is midnight, a big countdown to the big moment. Tim finds himself near the now rather drunk Polly. She moves towards him, leaning in for a New Year kiss. He panics, doesn't know what to do. And finally, on the dot of midnight, as all around him everyone is kissing, he just takes her hand and shakes it firmly.
Happy New Year. Sorry.
They look around. Everyone else is kissing. Kit Kat is kissing the handsomest, coolest, nastiest looking boy at the party. A sweet 23-year-old Teddy has swept his pretty 10-year-old sister Amber off her feet, kissing her on the cheek. As Tim holds Polly's hand, we see a tear appear in the corner of her eye. For her, it's a profoundly sad moment. No one loves her. She walks away. Tim is mortified, shakes his head, bad start to the year. Interior, Tim's bedroom, morning. A wide window overlooks the chamomile lawn and then the sea.
And so I woke up the next morning, hungover, ashamed of myself, and not realizing it was the day the world would change my life forever.
Kit Kat enters in the purple t-shirt she sleeps in.
Wake up, stupid. Dad wants you.
Interior, Dad's study, morning. Tim opens the door and enters. It's a big old-fashioned study. Books and records line the wall massively. Where there aren't bookshelves, there are paintings of old relatives. Again, view out to the craggy trees and the enormous sea behind. His dad is a familiar, lived-in, quite formal man, deeply civilized and attractive.
Ah, Tim, come in. Do sit down.
This is all very formal.
They have a pretty good relationship, ironic and familiar, even if not completely close.
Well, yes, this is an odd moment for me because I had this exact same moment with my father. When I just turned 21, and after it, my life was never the same. So I approach it pretty nervously.
Okay. When you're ready, all very mysterious.
An odd pause.
All right. Tim, my dear son, the simple fact is that the men in this family have always had the ability to. This is going to sound strange. Be prepared for strangeness. But there's this is a family secret, and the secret is that all of the men in our family can travel in time. Well, more accurately, travel back in time. I mean, once we've traveled back, we can of course travel forward back to the present, but we can't travel into the future from now.
Cut back to Tim. He is perfectly still. And then,
This is some sort of weird joke.
It's not a joke.
It's got to be a joke.
It's seriously not a joke.
So you're saying that you and Granddad and his brothers all travel back in time?
Yes,
And you still do?
absolutely.
Okay, if that's true, which it isn't,
Although it is.
obviously, but if it was, which is not,
Which it is.
which it isn't, but okay, how would I exactly?
The how is the easy bit of the fact. You go into a dark place. Big cupboards are very useful, generally toilets at a punch. Then you clench your fist like this and think about the moment you're going to go to, and you'll find yourself there. After a bit, you stumble, and a rumble and a tumble.
pause.
Wow.
This is as good of a reaction of any. I think I plumbed for F. Crap. But it was the 80s.
Do you mind if I just take a few moments to think about it?
Please do. I'll be here.
Tim heading out.
No, this is obviously a joke.
It's not. Why would I lie?
Okay, well, I mean, there's obviously only one way to settle this.
Yes, obviously.
But when I come downstairs, after standing in the cupboard with my fist clenched, you're going to be in so much trouble. I mean it.
Let's see, shall we? And Tim, try to do something useful. You want your first time to be interesting, at least.
So much trouble. I mean it, really.
Interior, Tim's bedroom, day. Tense music. Tim enters his bedroom cupboard ceremoniously, then closes his eyes, clenches his fists, and then something happens. A tiny vision of the time being passed through. A few random images, like traveling through a time tunnel. Cut outside into his bedroom. It is night. Tim steps out, dressed as he was for the New Year's party. Interior, main hall, night. Tim walks down the stairs, utterly stunned by the strangeness of living something for the second time.
You okay, Tim?
Yes, yeah, good.
He cunningly stops the spillage of the 27 wine bottles he remembers from the night before. He sees Kit Kat lock eyes with the nasty, handsome boy she was later kissing. Cut forward to midnight, the same moment at the party when he failed to kiss Polly, and instead of shaking her hand, he now kisses her. It makes her so happy.
Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome, Polly.
And he heads off into a dark room, off the party room. Interior, Tim's bedroom, night. He's back in the cupboard again. He looks at his watch, his clothes. Yes, his life has utterly changed. He steps out of the cupboard, dazed, at which moment Polly comes in from the bathroom. She's wearing just a towel.
I've actually never done this before.
Tim, in total shock already, is jolted into total shock number 2. An almost naked strange girl in his bedroom.
Really?
But then no one has ever really kissed me before. So I thought, if I'm going to lose my virginity with someone, it might as well be you.
Great news.
I told Mom I was going to stay at Shirley's, so we've got all night. This is yours for 12 hours. Do with it as you will, Tim Lake.
Great. Great. Just give me 1 second.
Of course. Man stuff.
He goes into the bathroom, switches off the light, crunches his fist, and goes back to the New Year's party. Interior, main hall, bedroom, night. Midnight again, and once again, Tim shakes her hand. The tear falls from her eye again.
I really am sorry.
And then Tim arrives back in his bedroom, steps out. His life is utterly changed. Interior, father's study, day. He heads down into his dad's study, opens the door, opens his arms in amazement. What the hell? Dad shrugs his shoulders. What did I tell you? Exterior, beach, day. Cut to Tim walking along the beach, passionate, unfolding music. He's lost in his thoughts and amazement. Interior, dad's study, evening. Tim is back in the study with his dad, full of urgent questions now.
Does Mom know?
Not a whistle.
Strange. What about the whole...
Butterfly effect thing? What can I say? We don't seem to have messed up civilization yet.
It's going to be a complicated year.
It's going to be a complicated life. Any ideas on how to use it?
Well, I'm going to take a lot of thinking about this. What have you done with...
For me, it's books, books, books. I read everything a man could hope to. Twice. Dickens 3 times. And music, of course.
He gestures to all his records.
And then I've got to spend more time with you and the family. What are you thinking?
Well, apart from changing this haircut, money would be an obvious thing.
Very mixed blessings. Utterly effed up your grandfather's life. Left him without love or friends. I've never bumped into a genuinely happy rich person.
But it would be nice to have work.
No, that's a real recipe for disaster. Look what happened to your Uncle Fred.
What happened, Uncle Fred?
Nothing. Absolutely saw it all. Wasted his life. You have to use it for things that you will really make your life how you want it to be.
Well, I suppose. To be honest, for the moment, I really just hope it's going to get me a girlfriend.
Wow, big one.
Yup. The mothership. For me, it's always going to be about love. Of course, there's to settle some odd scores. There were some old scores to be settled.
Interior lecture hall day. Tim's hair is a bit different. It's a year back, his final moment at university. A slouchy, arrogant tutor addresses the small class.
Well, we draw near the close of your ignominious time here. I wish you all the best, although I fear the worst. God help the legal system if you lot are entering it.
Tim raises his hand.
Miss Lake, what is it?
Can I say, sir, on behalf of all of us, we also wish the best of you, but fear for the worst. You're the worst teacher any student has ever had. You're not only stupid, you're arrogant, aggressive, sleazy, and wouldn't recognize an original thought if it gave you tender and a caring blowjob.
You are in such trouble, young man.
Or not. Excuse me, I just have to pop to the toilet for a second.
Interior Tim's room day. Tim is casually dressed for the day. Baggy trousers, old short sleeve shirt.
But it was in the summer holidays that real business began. I walked downstairs and into love.
Exterior, interior, the house, day. Kit Kat's little purple car enters the drive. Tim mooches out of the house, and out of the car steps the most beautiful girl he has ever seen. Slow motion and music as this sexual angel enters his life. He is absolutely frozen.
Charlotte, this is Tim.
No, it's not. Excuse me.
Tim runs into the house, rushes into a cupboard, grips his fists, rushes upstairs, tries on 4 different outfits, tries to look cool in each of them, shaves, even cuts his hair a tiny bit, plucks his nose, and then heads downstairs and tries to look casual as the car pulls up. Out steps Charlotte, paradise again.
Charlotte, this is Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Charlotte.
I think you know my brother,
Really?
Jimmy Kincaid.
Oh, Jesus.
You don't like him.
No. He's a character.
Your sister loves him.
Tim is puzzled.
True, not many guys will sleep with you on the first date.
You slept with Jim Candade?
Wow, you really don't like him.
Excuse me a moment. Can do better.
The car drives back in.
Charlotte, this is Tim.
Hi, Charlotte.
I think you know my brother, Jimmy Kincaid.
Oh, yes, that guy. Oh, the housey old bastard. She was heaven and staying there the whole summer.
Interior bedroom morning. Tim in his room in his pajamas. He emerges, and there, coming towards him along the corridor, is Charlotte.
Wow, nice pajamas. I've never met anyone who wears a pajama.
Really? What do people wear in bed these days?
T-shirt and boxers, or nothing.
Right. Of course.
Cut back inside his room. He's now wearing a t-shirt over some cooler baggy trousers. He goes back into the corridor. Charlotte coming from exactly the same direction as before.
Hey, I had you down for a pajama kind of guy.
Nope. T-shirt and boxers. Or nothing, of course.
Kit Kat comes along the corridor.
Why are you wearing that?
What?
What happened to your penguin pajamas?
Pajamas? Not me. No, bloody hell. Pajamas. Come on.
The girls head on downstairs. Tim goes back into his room and he puts the pajama tops and trousers back on and is standing in the middle of the room when there's a knock on the door. He just has time to leap into bed when the door opens, and there is Charlotte. He gets the duvet right up to his chin, just in time to hide the pajamas.
We thought we might head to the beach. Coming?
Yep. Be right there.
He does not move. Exterior, beach, day. They are on the beach. Tim reading a book, the girls on their front on towels, sunbathing.
Tim, will you do my back?
She holds out some sunscreen.
Absolutely.
He bounces up.
Wow, keen.
He's a bit embarrassed. He takes the cream, holds it over her back, squirts. The top falls off. A huge dollop covers her back. She screams.
Ah!
Cut right back.
Tim, will you do my back?
Sure, give us a sec.
He reads a few more lines. It's tough to delay, but he does it, and then drifts over. He takes the cream carefully, puts a little on his hand, and then rubs it in smoothly.
Ah, nice.
Interior dining room evening. It's dinner. Tim, as ever, focusing entirely on Charlotte and everything she does. They are eating soup.
What flavor is the soup? Cauliflower.
The only problem with cauliflower I find is that it tastes a lot like cauliflower.
Charlotte laughs a lot at that.
Excuse me 1 minute.
He gets up to leave. Cut to exactly the same scene a few seconds earlier.
What flavor is the soup?
Cauliflower.
Tim jumps in.
The only problem with cauliflower, in my humble opinion, is that it always tastes like cauliflower.
Oh, I quite like it.
Tim scratches his head. What happened there?
It was the summer from heaven. It was the summer from hell. I invited my friend Teddy around for tennis because I knew he would make me look good.
Tim and the sweet guy from the party who was dancing with the 10-year-old on one side. Tim clearly the better player. On the other side, Kit Kat and Charlotte wearing a tight t-shirt and tiny skirt. Kit Kat is more interested in making shapes than shots, but Charlotte is very good.
Unfortunately, Charlotte made us both look like idiots. How the hell are you meant to concentrate on your own game with this sort of shit going down?
Utter slow-mo gorgeousness as the camera watches Charlotte's beauty as she runs, serves, drinks water, leaps to catch her high ball. The ultimate beautiful girl tennis fantasy.
It's never going to get better. It was almost too late.
Interior family dining room, day. They're sitting at the family dining table for a nice stew at lunch.
Well, Charlotte, our final lunch, and it's been lovely having you all summer, hasn't it, Uncle D?
I beg your pardon?
Lovely having Charlotte here all summer.
Who's Charlotte?
Come on, darling, Charlotte, next to you.
Ah, yes, Charlotte. Lovely to meet you. How long are you staying?
I'm leaving today.
Alas, would have been wonderful to get to know each other.
Interior family home corridor, night. Later that night, Tim turns a corner and there is Charlotte.
Charlotte, as it's the final day, the last night, I guess, can I ask you a question?
Ask away. Oh no, wait. It's not going to be about love, is it?
What?
Kit Kat warned me about this and said if you ever mentioned it. I should be very firm and say that you must not treat me like a sister and not be stupid. Or have I made a total fool of myself and you were going to ask me for last-minute tennis tips?
No, it was about another thing.
Well, that's very sweet of you.
She looks him deep in the eyes, thinking, his life is in her hands.
Shame you left it to the last night. You should have tried creeping along the corridor while we still had the time.
Okay. Last night, a bad idea?
Last night, a very bad idea. Seems like an afterthought. Last night was never going to work.
Okay, good.
She walks away, and Tim walks straight into a nearby cupboard. Interior corridor, night. Cut to the upstairs corridor that night. Tim emerges creepily from his room and edges towards another door. He opens the door gently and walks in.
Tim,
Yes. Hi.
can I help?
Well, yes, there's just one thing. I know you probably suspected this, but in the last fortnight, I have fallen completely in love with you. Now, obviously, this was going to happen because you're one of the prettiest girls in history, and with the prettiest face and the prettiest hair. But even you didn't have the face, and you had absolutely no hair. For some bizarre reason, I'd still adore you, in like a schoolboy way, in a really profound, adult, non-threatening way. And I just wondered whether, by any chance, you might share the same feelings.
Wow, I tell you what. Why don't you ask me again on my last night?
Your last night?
Yeah. Try me on the last night. Let's see what happens then.
Right. Perfect. Just perfect.
He stands outside the door alone and knows the truth. Exterior, family home day. The final day. Charlotte in all her glory steps into the car. Tim just watches her. She turns in the back window and waves gently as the car moves into the distance.
And so, the love of my life just drove away. All the time travel in the world couldn't help me there. And the next day, it was my turn to leave.
Exterior, family home day. He is standing next to a taxi with his cases. His dad smiles. Kit Kat jumps on him with a hug, legs around his waist. Uncle D slips him a 50-pence coin with a wink.
Don't spend it all at once, son.
Interior, exterior, St. John's Wood day. Shots of London on a spring day. Little flashes of its idiosyncratic miscellany.
I caught the train for London and headed to my digs, staying with an old friend of the family who apparently had fallen slightly hard times and needed the rent. It turned out to be just a few yards from Abbey Road. Fans lining up, crossing the street, and risking their lives just to have their photo taken.
He walks past a cluster of people lining up to be photographed on the Abbey Road crossing, and then turns a corner into a tree-lined street and arrives at a big old-fashioned red brick house. The doorbell is answered by a ramshackle 50-year-old Harry.
What the flip do you want?
I'm James' son.
Who?
James Lake.
What about him?
I'm his son. He
Go
said
in
you
there.
had a room.
Go in there and wait. Quietly. I mean it. Don't make a flipping sound.
Interior, Harry's house day. Tim sits in the sitting room, the walls covered in posters of plays, clearly all written by Harry, who now reappears.
No, it's gone. I was actually having the first good idea I've had for a year when you rang on the doorbell, and now it's gone, you little snot.
Sorry.
It's upstairs, the room. How's your dad? Weird cock, I always thought something weird about him.
Really?
Yeah, never really liked him, actually. Your mum still looked like Winston Churchill. That, by the way, is my wife. You wouldn't like her at first, sarcastic cow, but eventually you'd realize she was the best human being in the world, which is why she has left me, of course.
They reach the room, a small but pretty attic room with sloped ceilings.
Here we go. Try not to make too much noise, particularly when having sex.
No chance of that.
Harry looks at
Cripes.
scornfully.
Cripes, 2 losers in 1 house.
He leaves, passing a picture of a pretty girl on the wall.
That's my daughter. Have sex with her if you like. Apparently everyone else has.
Interior Harry's house, morning. Next morning, Tim creeps down, dressed in his suit. He glimpses Harry asleep on a couch with the TV still on, still dressed, and then heads out the door. Interior Legal Chambers Day.
So I began my adventures in the legal trade.
Tim arriving at his legal chambers, quiet, grand, formal.
It's a strange world, full of strange people, both nice.
In his office, we see his chaotic, sweet, nervous coworker.
Hello, I'm Rory. Very pleased to meet you. Real thrill. Who knows? We might become, pals, etc.
And nasty.
And his nasty, arrogant boss enters. Taverner, QC. Who the hell are you?
I'm Tim Lake.
Oh, well, I hope you're better than this clown. Come on, Roger.
It's Rory, actually. I've been here a year and a half. Only saying that to be nice. It's 2 years, actually.
He exits full of terror, pulling a desperate face at Tim.
There's a lot of things about time travel you can't help with. On the other hand, it's extremely helpful in actual exams.
Interior exam hall, day. Tim in a huge hall with 1,000 other students, turning over and reading an exam paper. He looks utterly flummoxed towards Rory, who is flummoxed too. Tim raises his hand. Interior exam toilet, day. Cut to Tim in a toilet compartment. He clenches his fists. Interior, Tim's attic room, day. Back to him looking at something specific in a book in his attic room. Interior, exam hall, day. And back again, to the moment of turning over the paper. And this time, Tim looks quite confident, with a happy thumbs up to despairing Rory.
For a while, I tried to stimulate my searching for love to get past, or to getting a proper job. Though it is not easy. Come exams, the girls all look like Kate Middleton, but I still just looked like me.
All the girls lovely in their exam dresses. Tim glimpses himself in a mirror, unpromising in a badly fitted suit. Interior, Harry's house, night. Tim arrives home on the night of the exams. Harry is at work at the kitchen table. Not a word exchanged as Tim passes, but just as he starts to head up the stairs.
First night of my play Thursday. Do you want to come?
Do you know, I'd love to, but I've got a date.
Really? A girl at last? The sad virgin rocks finally get offered.
No, it's a friend coming from home. Male.
Ditch the pervert.
Yes, I'd like to, but it's his birthday.
Please yourself. Anyway, the play's total crap. You're better off out of it.
I bet it's not.
Don't patronize me. I know crap when I see it and when I write it.
Exterior, London Street, Eve. Out in the street with his friend called Jay, the overconfident bad dancer in the first party. He's exuberantly self-assured, but in a self-mocking way.
It's gonna be weird, Max, but it's going to be mighty. This is a birthday dinner, and you'll never forget. The J-Man does it again for Tiny Tim and his tiny Taj.
No lights at all?
None. The waiters are, wait for it, blind.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am effing kidding not. As bats! As bats!
Interior, Don's Le Noir restaurant, night. The moodily lit front desk at Don's Le Noir, a darkened corridor heads down towards the pitch dark restaurant.
Julian, we'll show you to your table.
Lead on, Mastro.
Jay pulls a face as a blind waiter approaches. They head along the corridor, right hand on the shoulder of the leading waiter, and when they arrive at the dining room, it is pitch dark. The screen is pitch dark. All you can see is a clock that appears in the corner, 8:15 p.m.
I'll go for the meat menu, thank you.
Give me the fish, Juliano. God, I wish you had breath, Timo. No one could see a damn thing, and I could fondle you the whole meal.
8:46 p.m. Amongst the clattering of plates, right there.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Do you mind if these young ladies sit beside you? It's only the spare table. Oh, no, please do. Our honor, delight, ladies. I save you.
Hello, gorgeous.
A very confident voice.
Well, hello to you. It's my birthday, and I'm very handsome.
Oh, Christ.
Then, magically, a second gentle voice, right in his ear.
Hi.
Oh, hello. I'm Tom.
Joanna and Jay immediately launch into their own confident, flirtatious dialogue as Mary and Tim talk.
I'm Mary.
Oh, that's my mother's name.
Is that bad?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know, but I would have thought that was quite bad because no one wants to sleep with their mother. So if someone's got your mother's name, that's got to be an initial turnoff. Initially.
It never occurred to me.
No. Well, good. It'd be worse if I looked like your mother, unless your mother's very beautiful.
She's not. She's rectangular.
Good. Or bad for your dad. I'm sorry for your dad, but glad for you and me, as it were.
Little awkward pause.
How do you think this conversation is going?
Really badly. Can we start again?
9:15 p.m. Loud conversation from the other two.
Jay is quite enthusiastic.
I actually hate him. What's Joanna like?
Basically, she's a prostitute.
Tim laughs. Something is happening. 9:45 p.m.
I think it's strawberry mousse. You want to try it?
Okay.
Where's your mouth?
Here.
There.
No, that's my nose, unfortunately.
9:53 p.m.
Okay, girls, be honest. Who's more beautiful?
She is.
I am.
Excellent. And I'm blindingly handsome. Tim's better seen through a haze of alcohol.
And he goes back to dominating Joanna with noisy antidotes.
Actually, I look like Kate Moss.
Really?
No, I look a bit like a mouse.
You like Kate Moss?
Loved her all my life. Seriously, I'm actually wearing one of her dresses. You?
No, her stuff doesn't look that good on me.
No. What do you think of her?
Oh, yeah, very pretty, though I wish she looked more like a mouse.
And she laughs at him. It's probably love. Exterior, Don's Le Noir restaurant, night. Cut outside. The two boys have their coats on.
Oh my God, I'm so in there. What about you?
Well, I don't know, but she sounded.
The restaurant door opens. Jay straightens his hair on preparation for pouncing.
Oh my God, here they come.
The door swings open. The most romantic lighting. Out comes a very pretty, broad-faced girl.
Joanna?
Jay?
How wonderful to see you at last. Do you fancy some kind of clubbing experience and then who knows, sex, possibly marriage?
Sorry, we've got to rush off. But help me find a cab. Then if you like, I'll give you my number.
I like it very much.
Cut to Tim, who is now really tense, and the door swings open. Mary is very shy, almost covering her face, aware of the strangeness of the moment. This is the first time they're seeing each other, but she is just gorgeous, in a quiet, sweet way.
Muted.
Mary?
Hi.
Hi.
A smile. It is definitely love.
Well, it was lovely meeting you.
You too.
Would it be very immoral if I asked you for your number? I mean, just in case, I ever.
Cut to the number now on his phone. He deliberately saves it under the name Mary X.
Thanks. It was very good to meet you.
Very good to meet you too.
If anybody mugs me for my phone, I'll absolutely kill him before he takes your number away.
Big smile. They walk apart, and then she turns.
You really like me?
Tim just nods and walks away. His life transformed. Interior, Harry's house, night. Entering the front door, Tim hears a huge shout from the kitchen, and there's Harry with his hand cut on a glass.
What's the problem?
Nothing. Just a flesh wound. You may remember my play opened tonight.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, how did it go?
Well, it went well, very well. You could feel in the room a masterpiece was being unfurled.
Really?
Really. Until, and this is the crucial plot point, I think, until the lead actor had the most massive freeze in the history of theater.
No.
Yes. He didn't just forget his lines, he forgot his lines to an extent that no actor has ever forgotten his lines before in the annals of dramatic art. In the crucial courtroom scene, the reviewers won't say major masterpiece gets unveiled, they'll say major actor gets Alzheimer's.
It's a disaster?
Is an understatement. It's a catastrophe. It's the Titanic of play openings. No survivors.
Pause.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
What the flip do you mean? What you can do? What, you gonna ring up every critic and offer them a blowjob if they ignore the fact that we sat in total silence for half an hour waiting for a moron to remember one line?
Not quite that.
He runs upstairs and stands in his room, fists clenched. Exterior, interior, Royal Court Theatre, night. Front of the Royal Court Theatre, Harry totally in his element. Much first night excitement. The play is called A Guilty Man.
So what's it like, Harry? Masterpiece, I'm told.
I'll just pop out for a minute.
Cut to Tim in front of the board backstage where there are pictures of all the cast. Spots a photo of the old bloke who must be the line-forgetting culprit. Knocks on his door. A grand old actor opens the door.
Hello. I'm a friend of Harry's.
Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather busy at the moment.
Yes, I appreciate that. It's just, I thought, how's it going with the lines?
The lines? What do you mean, the lines?
Well, it's just, in the court scene, some of those lines are very complex. I mean, it might be worth it just, having one last look at the lines before you go, like a little refresher.
Get the fuck out of here, you sodding lunatic.
Tim is hustled out, but Sir John does indeed pick up the script as he turns back to finish his makeup. Cut into the middle of the play.
And now, the defense.
Sir John stands. Huge, long pause. But it turns out to be tactical, and he starts a tour de force in the defense of a soldier accused of desertion.
I have been alive many weary years, but never In that long catalog of wasted time, have I ever seen such an atrocious miscarriage of justice?
Harry is very happy. Tim is very satisfied with his actions. Cut on to the end of the speech.
I rest my case.
The audience actually applauds this tour de force. Tim applauds loudest, looking round, utterly delighted.
Do the prosecution have anything final to add?
A slightly younger actor, 55, stands. Another long pause that never ends. A prompt comes from off.
Gentlemen,
Gentlemen,
No use. The prompter tries more.
gentlemen, I regard today's proceedings.
yes, gentlemen, I regard today's proceedings.
But that's it. He then forgets utterly. Sir John stands to try to help.
Does my honorable friend mean to say that he regards today's proceedings with the utmost gravity? All the more so because a man's life is at stake? Yes, I do.
But it's gone again.
Nevertheless,
Nevertheless,
Huge pause. Forgetful actor.
nope, it's gone.
Someone runs on and hands him a book. In the flurry, he loses his place in the script. Just can't find it.
Page 57. Thank you.
Audience reactions of horror. Suddenly, Tim gets up and heads out along his row. Tim says,
excuse me.
cut to Tim in the toilet of the theater, his fists clenched. Cut back to the moment of disaster.
Does the prosecution have anything final to add?
The forgetful actor stands, but it's the same pause. At first, dramatic, and then worrying. Cut to Harry in his seat. He knows something is wrong. We sort of notice that Tim doesn't seem to be in his seat. Back on stage with the actor, total fear in his eyes, the other actors nervous around him. And then he hears a cough. It registers in his eyes, and then a psst, and he looks off stage for a moment, and there, standing in the wings, carrying huge cardboard cue cards with the speech written in black felt pen, it's Tim. Just in time, before it really is a noticeable dry, the actor begins to speak, and read, and that is, weaving his movements and pace to face Tim and give him time to flip the cards. It's a cracking speech.
Gentlemen, I regard today's proceedings with the utmost gravity, all the more so because a man's life is at stake. Nevertheless, let us be clear of one thing. It is the life of a guilty man.
Cue to the end of the play. Huge applause, standing ovation. The actor who died looks particularly supercilious. The audience turns to Harry, who couldn't be more scornful of the praise and delighted by it. Cut into the bar afterwards. Harry is the blazing center of attention. Outside, the ring of fans, he spots Tim.
Oh, look. And here's a little prick who walked out halfway through. You missed the best scene, you twat.
Tim wanders off alone. He takes out his phone, goes to the address book, types in M, then A. There are Marys, but there's no Mary X. She's been wiped from his past.
Oh no. Fuck.
Exterior, Dans Le Noir restaurant night. Hot
Shit. Oh.
and having run, Tim's outside Dans Le Noir. He checks his watch. It's 10:48.
Shit. Two girls early tonight. One of them looked like Kate Moss. The other one, sort of a nice prostitute. Do you have their names?
Oh, yes. No, I'm sorry. They were walk-ins and they paid by cash. I'm sorry, sir.
That's okay. Just the end of my life.
Utter sorrow. Tim walks out, accompanied by a woeful song. Interior, Harry's house, morning. Breakfast the next morning. Merry Harry, miserable Tim.
Oh, cheer up, mate. Apparently you're living with Britain's greatest living playwright. Don't usually read them, but couldn't resist this one. Harry Chapman found guilty of genius.
He throws Tim the review section of a Sunday paper with that headline. He looks up at Harry with hate in his eyes, but then Tim glimpses an advert, a reproduction of a photo of Kate Moss. It's an exhibition of Mario Testino photos of her. Lasts a week.
I have to go right now.
Interior gallery day. Cut to Tim sitting with a huge picture of Kate Moss behind him, looking. He's surrounded by the huge rooms of an exhibition. Crowds speed past while he stays sitting. Evening falls, nothing. And again, the next day, Tim in different clothes, and again. Kit Kat's now sitting with him, the seventh day.
Nice of you to keep me company, kiddo.
Nothing better to do.
How's Jimmy?
Dumped me.
Not again. And we're
Sacked me.
idiots. Coffee?
Please. And muffins. I need treats.
He heads off, and while Kit Kat's waiting, Mary casually sits down next to her for a moment, reties her shoelace, and then heads off. Tim returns.
What does she actually look like, your future wife? Who you met at a party and found out she looked like Kate Moss but didn't find out her number?
And suddenly, Mary is actually standing right behind them.
Soft face, fringe, bright eyes, the prettiest girl in the world.
And they walk off in different directions. And then, totally on the other side of the show, he suddenly sees her.
Oh my God, it's her.
He charges over towards her. Kit Kat follows behind. He speaks from behind Mary.
Hi.
She turns. Very empty look, of course. He's a stranger, with a grinning sister beside him, giving a friendly little wave. Gives him a thumbs up, a bit embarrassing.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Great.
Pregnant pause.
We've never met before.
Oh no. Fuck. Of course we haven't.
You must have mistaken me for someone else.
Yes. No. Your name's Mary.
That's a bit weird. How do you know?
You look like a Mary.
Kit Kat observing this skeptically.
In what way?
Well, my mom's called Mary.
He isn't doing well and knows it.
And I look like your mother?
Not at all. Much prettier.
Right. Well, great to meet you. Sorry, I've got to go. My friend's waiting for me.
Yes, absolutely.
He turns in despair to Kit Kat.
Very poor.
Very poor indeed. But let me handle it from here.
Okie dokie. But you know, she looks cute. 2 thumbs up from the English judge.
Cut to Mary with her friend Joanna. Tim reappears.
Hi, me again.
Hello.
Hello.
Joanna, this is
Tim.
Hi.
Yes, I just had the weird experience with Mary here, of thinking she was someone else I knew, but she wasn't. But I just wondered if I could walk with you because I'm quite lonely.
What about the girl you were with?
Yeah, my sister. Yeah, she had to go somewhere interesting. We're an interesting family.
We should definitely say no.
Oh, yes. This is dangerous territory.
All right. You have to promise you are not one of the following things. 1, a lunatic. 2, a stalker. 3, worst of all, a bore.
No, I'm just a big fan of Carrie Ann Moss. Carrie Moss. K Moss. K Moss.
Such a fan. Really? Do you agree the magic of her lies in her history, the informality of her early shots compared to this stuff? So you always know, despite the high fashion, she's still just the same cheeky, normal girl naked on a beach.
Yes, I do.
Interior Gallery Cafe Day. Cut to them together at the Gallery Cafe.
Milk?
Yes.
Sugar?
No.
Boyfriend?
Yes.
No, you don't have a boyfriend.
Don't I look like I would have a boyfriend? Do I look like I'd never get a boyfriend?
No. I don't mean that. I mean, just, I didn't expect. Is he quite a new boyfriend?
Yes. In fact, Rupert over here.
Rupert?
A rather groovy, good-looking young man approaches.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. With my dad. He's very needy with mom. Gone.
He leans and kisses her, the joy of new boy and girlfriend.
This is Tim.
Tim is hating this.
How's the exhibition?
Gorgeous. She's so beautiful.
Never got it really. Not my type.
This doesn't go down well with Tim.
Who is your type then?
Her, obviously.
Tim pulls a face at that, and then a thought occurs.
So tell me, when did you two meet?
Only a week ago, actually. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, hasn't it, Poochie Face?
Ugh.
That's even worse. Bile gathers in Tim's throat.
I'm going to have to teach you what you can and can't say in front of people.
Poochie Face out.
Definitely out. And don't even think about F bucket.
Never call you that.
Good.
Tim, amused, though it hurts.
So come on, more details about the wonderful first meeting.
Oh, okay. It was, what, a week ago? Your birthday, Joanna?
June 10th.
And Joe was having a little party.
Where?
My flat.
Which is where?
What are you, a detective?
No. I just have a visual imagination. I'd like to, imagine stuff completely.
Mid Street. About 8:30 at night. Will that do?
Absolutely. Excuse me. Sorry, I suddenly come down with a bit of a tummy ache. Watch out for those muffins. Be back in a tick.
He literally sprints to a toilet, goes in, clenches his fist. Exterior, Meard Street, night. Arriving at Meard Street in a cab, Tim sees boyfriend Rupert getting out of a cab with 4 other young men.
Oh God, I should have thought this through. Rupert.
Yes.
Hello.
Can I help?
Something a bit nasty posh about him now he's not with Mary.
Yes. It's about your father.
My father?
Yes. I'm afraid he's in real trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Well, I'm not at liberty to reveal that, but my strong advice would be to go see him straight away.
Rupert takes out his phone. Tim has to act fast.
No, don't ring him first.
Why?
He's not at liberty to receive phone calls, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry, but who are you? Because there's a scenario here where you're just a random lunatic.
Right. Well, let me explain the actual scenario. I'm in plain clothes. I'm a plainclothes policeman, and I've been doing. I'm doing you a fucking favor because I know how badly these things can affect kids. So, risking my career, I'm telling you to move your posh ass in the direction of Paddington Police Station. You weren't your dad's phone call, or you weren't your dad's one phone call because he called his lawyer because he doesn't want to rot in jail for 50 fucking years. But now he's desperate, or now he desperately needs a friend. And my sources tell me you may be the only member of this family left, with your mother gone. But of course, you can just get drunk instead, and I'll leave you to suffer, or I'll leave him to suffer miserably, alone and forever.
Rupert looks at him.
Paddington Police Station?
Yes,
Where's that?
Paused.
Paddington, obviously.
A friend comes back out to the street, steps.
Boy, what the hell's going on, Root?
Rupert looks at Tim, who shakes his head. Don't blab.
It's okay. Nothing. I'll be back in an hour. Save me a drink.
That back in an hour worries Tim a bit.
I suppose I should say thank you.
Just doing my job, friend.
A cab flies by. Rupert hails it. Cut inside the cab.
Paddington Police Station.
Where's that?
Paddington, obviously.
Interior, Meard Street, party, night. Tim charges into the party and goes straight up to Mary.
Hi, I'm Tim.
Mary,
My mother's name. But let's not get into that. Would you like to come out to dinner with me? Would you sometime in the next hour?
that's my friend Joanna over there. She's much prettier than me. Shouldn't you hit on her first?
No, I like the look of you more.
Easier to get.
Oh, just generally preferable.
Okay, I might come. If you're not crazy, which you now have to prove.
Well, let's talk about Kate Moss.
I actually like Kate Moss.
I always think the key thing about her in the history, we all remember those fantastic pictures of her, the young girl on the beach. So even now, beneath all that glamour, we still see this wonderful, young, impish amateur.
That's exactly right.
Cut to them heading out the door and hailing a cab. Just as Rupert's cab comes and Rupert jumps out, fuming. Interior, Greek restaurant, night. Tim and Mary in an average Greek restaurant.
So, what do you do?
I'm a reader at a publisher.
No, you read for a living?
Yes, that's it. I read.
That's so great. The rest of us, I mean, we just read, newspapers and books, but you get paid to do it? It's like someone asking, what do you do for a living? I breathe. I'm a breather. I get paid to breathe. How did you get that job?
Okay, what do you do, smartass?
I'm a lawyer, sort of.
Pause.
Sexy.
Is it?
I think so. In a suit, in a court, saving people's lives? That's quite sexy, isn't it?
Yes, I guess it is, but not as sexy as reading. Sitting there in your office, in your little chair, reading.
Wait right there, mister. A lot of books get submitted to the publisher I work for, and it's my responsibility to find out if any one of them are masterpieces. No one ever forgets the PWDTJKRALB.
What's that?
The people who turned down J.K. Rowling's and lost billions.
Ah, of course. Scary.
Exactly. So it's an immense responsibility.
I bet it is. I know this means you're doing normal reading. It's ruined because it's your job. Like prostitutes. I worry that when they stop being prostitutes, they can't enjoy sex anymore.
You always worry about that?
No. Sometimes I worry about it.
Good, because someone who always worried about that would be a worry.
Right. But when you read a newspaper, do you think like, oh fuck, this is work? Or like a menu? Or like, I'm reading this useless, you should be paying me hard cash.
They are completely on the same wavelength. Interior, Mary's hallway, flat, night. The hallway of her flat, tiny corridor, they are squeezed close together in the light coming through the glass window above the tatty door.
I'm going to go into the bedroom and put on my pajamas.
Oh, right.
In about a minute, you can come in and take them off.
He walks in and she's sitting on the edge of the bed wearing blue pajamas. He comes towards the bed, trips over her shoes, gathers himself, and takes off her pajama top. Underneath is her bra. He reaches round to take it off, but it's not easy. Lots of unhappy fingers.
It's a front opener.
Oh, yeah. Of course, thanks.
They begin to kiss. The camera moves discreetly away from them and back again. Sex is all over.
Sorry, I thought it'd be better the second time.
I thought it was pretty lovely.
Well, yes, right. It was lovely. Just give me 1 minute.
Ah, yes, man things.
He walks out and walks back in again. 5 minutes earlier, she's sitting on the bed wearing her blue pajamas again. He comes towards the bed, avoids her shoes, sits down, and removes her pajama top. He reaches for the front of her bra and with the practice flick, undoes it.
Wow, you know your bras.
I like to think so.
Again, they kiss. Again, the camera goes up and comes back down. This time, on return, the bed looks messier.
Wow, well done. Some guys make the most awful mess of it the first time.
Amateurs. Could you excuse me for just 1 second?
Cut to him re-entering the room, now taking off his top as he approaches the bed, and then removes her pajama top. Cut to them lying in bed together. They're splayed out and completely satisfied.
It's like we've been together forever.
If only. The best night of my adult life.
Cut on and off comes her pajama top again. Cut to them in bed again, and they are utterly exhausted.
Best night of my entire life. And now I've got a suspicion. I'm going to have the best sleep of my life.
Oh, really? So my perfect man is a typical man after all. Once is always enough?
I'm not sure that's completely fair.
Just one more little kiss.
It's 4 a.m.
Perfect.
Interior, Mary's room, morning. The next morning, together they're heading down the escalator in an underground. The folksy romanticism of How Long Will I Love You plays. They pass the buskers playing it.
How long will I love you? As long as the stars are above you, and longer if I can.
And as the song plays, we see the next 6 months of their relationship. In their comings and goings in the tube, the band just played the song once, but we see things like these moving through seasonal clothes. 1. Mary and Tim are both returning from work and happen to meet in front of the band and kiss. 2. It is late at night. They're coming home. She's on his shoulders, fast asleep. 3. They can't resist the music and have a little dance together. 4. They sit waiting for a train with Kit Kat in between them, and after a tiny pause, she just turns and hugs Mary. 5. The two of them returning from a Lady Gaga concert. They both wear Gaga t-shirts. Then, following Kit Kat in absolute full costume, huge hat, huge shoes. 6. Rushing, really late. They split onto separate platforms. Mary misses the train. Crap, crap, crap. Tim sees and laughs. Both in full animal costumes for a fancy dress party. One big soft rabbit, one Dalmatian. 8. Both in a bit of a rush. Tiny peck on the cheek, and they head out of shot. And then both of them come back and have a proper kiss. They notice they're being watched by the buskers, and Tim throws them a coin, and she pulls a face, reaches into his back pocket, and gives him a 20 quid note. Interior, Mary's flat morning. Casual Saturday morning atmosphere in the flat.
Got some bad news.
How bad?
Very bad.
You're dying.
Not that bad.
I'm dying?
Oh, my parents are dropping round.
Oh God. No. But when?
Now.
Now?
Now.
Do they know I exist?
I have mentioned something like you, but nothing very specific.
The doorbell rings.
Do I live here?
Definitely not.
Are we having sex?
Yes, but probably not oral.
I wasn't gonna mention oral.
Well, don't.
How do you think that was gonna come up?
I'm just saying, if it does, deny it completely.
Who's gonna bring it up? Your dad? Tim? Hey, had any cunning linguists with my daughter recently?
Mary opens the door. There are the parents.
Dad, Mom. Oh, and this is Tim.
Hello, sir, ma'am.
Shall we drop back when you haven't got company?
Well, that's quite tricky because Tim sort of lives here.
Really?
Yes, but no oral sex, I promise.
Beg your pardon?
Excuse me.
The door opens again.
Dad, Mom. Oh, and this is Tim.
Hello, sir.
Shall we drop back when you haven't got company?
Well, that's quite tricky because Tim sort of lives here.
Really?
Yes, but in the spare room.
There isn't a spare room.
No, but in the spare bit of her room where she isn't. In other words, no sex of any kind, especially not.
Coffee, anyone? It's a great morning drink.
As she turns, she pulls a face at Tim. Even when he screws up, she loves him and their life together is good. Interior, Mary's room, night. Back in bed, both lying there.
I've got tickets to the National Theater tomorrow. You want to come?
So not. I'm just going to sleep all day.
I don't see why we're going to the theater should get in the way of that. Many of my best sleeps in life have happened at the Royal Shakespeare Company.
No, take someone else.
What kind of sad act would be going to a Friday and Saturday night with no day's notice?
Interior, National Theater, night. The show is going on at the National, Shakespeare. Nay, but this dotage of our general o'erflows thy measure. Pan along an audience now, a row there, absolutely gripped, is Rory from the office. Tim is next to him. The end of the show, Tim and Rory get ready to leave.
Oh my God, it's Charlotte,
Who?
my first real love.
Where?
There.
The old woman?
No, not the old woman, the astonishing blonde.
The one with the dark hair?
No, blonde. Blonde means blonde.
And there she is, exquisite, mysterious, in the crowd.
There. Stay.
He moves through the crowd towards her.
Charlotte?
She looks around, not seeing him. He almost loses his nerve and then has one more go.
Charlotte.
Oh my God, Tim.
She gives him a huge, wonderful hug.
Fabulous to see you. Oh, this is my girlfriend, Tina.
A very pretty, short-haired, dark-haired girl.
No.
Yes.
Oh, this is so brilliant. Hello, Tina.
Why is it brilliant?
Well, there's certain moments in your life that scar you for life. And Charlotte's rejection of me was one of those moments. Totally screwed up my self-confidence. But now I know she's got a girlfriend. and suddenly it's like a huge burden off of my mind. I mean, I've been a confident heterosexual all over again.
Not that kind of girlfriend.
Pause.
What?
You think I'm gay?
No, of course not. Girlfriends, yes. No, wow. Friends, who's a girl. So I'm going to get my boyfriend. I'm very keen that you should meet him.
And back in time again, Tim approaches Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Oh my God, Tim, fabulous to see you. Oh, this is my girlfriend, Tina.
Hello, Tina. You should be careful with that, by the way. There's still quite a lot of old-fashioned types who'd interpret girlfriend as some sort of meaning to gay. So if you say Tina's your girlfriend, people will assume you're gay.
I am gay. Do you have a problem with that?
Pause.
No, I don't. I love that stuff.
Back in the stalls, just at the end of the play.
Wow. I just saw the girl who broke my heart 3 summers ago.
Well, let's go say hello.
No. Let's Evening Dogs lie.
Exterior National Theater night. Cut to them coming out of the theater.
What did you think of them? Or what did you think of it then?
Brilliant. Best night of my life.
Tim.
And there Charlotte is again, in all her glory.
Charlotte. What a surprise.
Good to see you. This is my girlfriend, Tina.
She's gay.
Shut up. Hello, Tina.
How great to see you. We're just off to dinner, but it'd be great to hang out sometime.
Well, yeah, great. Yeah, I love that.
Send my love to Kit Kat. How is she?
She's fine. She's okay. I mean, not finding London totally easy.
Jimmy tells me he sees her sometimes.
Really? Since when?
There was always something there. And you are?
Very well, thank you.
She means your name.
Oh, Rory. My name is Rory.
Oh, nice to meet you, Rory.
She heads away.
God, she is beautiful. She's so beautiful. If you had sex with her, you'd die. You'd just die. You'd open her shirt and you'd see her breasts and your eyes would explode. You'd have sex with her and blind, and then you'd come and then you'd die.
Yeah, but you'd notice she didn't give me her number.
Then suddenly there she is again.
I told Tina to go have dinner on her own. You hungry?
Sawed off, Ronnie.
Okay, thanks again for the play. Gripping stuff. You know she's gay.
Exterior restaurant night. They're eating in a lovely outside restaurant. Lots of laughing. Tim is very happy to be with her.
I'm starting to think we slightly wasted that summer holiday. If we could travel back in time, maybe I wouldn't have said no.
You didn't say no. You laughed. You went ha ha ha. That's it. That's exactly how it sounded. That was the sound of my confidence dying for a decade.
I'm just staying round the corner.
Exterior Charlotte's hotel night. They're outside her hotel. Crisp, seductive night air.
So, do you want to come up?
He just stares at her. Utterly beautiful.
Make up for lost time?
Pause. He is very undecided what to do. She is so pretty.
So
lovely to see you. Totally a joy. What a lovely night. I mean, I just got home. Something important I have to do. Goodbye, Charlotte.
a little kiss on the cheek, and then he turns and sprints away. Exterior, London streets, underground, night. And absolutely jumps in the street, overjoyed because he's not having sex. No man has ever been in a bigger rush. He sprints across Trafalgar Square and rushes down 2 stairs. He has ants in his pants as he waits for the train. He rushes on, jogs in the carriage, and when the train stops, he gets out, then realizes he's got out too early and just manages to squeeze back in again. Out of the underground, he sprints home. He literally can't move fast enough. He lets himself into Mary's flat. Interior, Mary's flat, night. There, Mary is sleeping. He dives on top of her, and she's utterly sleeping, mascara smudged on her cheeks.
What?
Would you like to marry me?
Shh, I'm trying to sleep. Don't be so selfish.
Right. Well, that went well, I think.
Interior, Mary's flat, morning. At breakfast the next day, Tim sits at the table, rubbing up. For the big moment, Mary charges in, so late for work.
God, I'm so late.
Mary,
Yes?
I've got something I really need to ask you.
Yes. Come on. What? Oh, I'm so screwed.
I was just wondering if you'd like, eventually, sometime in the future, to marry me.
She looks at her watch.
Really? You're going to do this now?
Sorry, just popped out for a second.
And he is there again, alone. Mary rushes in late again.
Oh, God, I'm so late.
See you tonight then.
Yeah.
Interior, Mary's flat, night. Tim in the kitchen waiting, nervously, poised to propose.
Oh, God, I'm exhausted. I'm just going to jump in the shower.
Right.
Cut into the bathroom. She emerges from the shower. He waits directly outside, nervously.
Mary?
Hand me another towel, will you?
Yes, Mary.
Do you mind if I just have a little private moment?
Of course.
As he exits under his breath,
Wouldn't want to ask you to marry me when you're just busting for a wee.
a few minutes later, in the bedroom,
Okay. I'm all yours.
Mary.
and on goes the hairdryer.
Oh, Christ's sake! Turn the fucking thing off and tell me whether or not you want to marry me or not.
I'm sorry. Was that a marriage proposal?
Yes!
Not a very romantic one.
No, you want more romantic?
Maybe just a little bit more romantic than turn that effing thing off and tell me you want to marry me or not. But no, it has a certain rough charm.
I'll be right back.
Back to her in the shower. He opens the curtain.
I think we should go out to dinner.
Exterior, interior, Petersham Nurseries Day. Cut to after dinner. We see the restaurant, a jazz band playing. The camera moves and finds Tim and Mary walking in the grounds. Dark, shadowy, but beautiful.
Isn't this gorgeous?
Yes. And a little bit dangerous. And I'm getting a bit cold. Shall we go back in?
Just give me a moment.
Cut to Tim at the reception desk with the manager. He's working towards the perfect proposal.
We're going out for a walk. Do you think you could turn on the lights in the garden?
Of course, sir.
Can I borrow a couple of coats?
Cut to Mary and Tim outside again. It really is magical now. Gorgeous gardens with what seems to be an old ruins. Little stone seats, lovely lighting, and Mary now in a lovely red coat. Tim in an old country coat.
This is pretty gorgeous, isn't it?
Gorgeous. Very romantic.
God, what's this? There's something in the pocket of the coat.
What?
Let's see. Here, have a look.
He takes out a little box. She opens it. It's an engagement ring.
Oh my God. Is this a proposal?
Tim smiles and nods.
In a garden, under an arch, in the moonlight? Could it be any more romantic?
Well, actually, give me a minute.
Cut back to the garden a minute earlier. Lights, coats, everything perfect. She opens the box. It is an engagement ring.
Oh my God. Is this a proposal? In a floodlit garden, under an arch? Could it be any more romantic?
Well, actually,
He flicks his fingers and they're in a light. Under a marble arch are the restaurant's jazz combo. And they launch straight into My Funny Valentine.
Slightly weird song for the occasion. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable.
Tim clicks again. And this time they play When I Fall in Love. He is on his knees. She looks down at him.
Honestly, you should have just asked me one night in bed.
don't think I didn't try. And any thoughts about the answer? Yes, no, maybe. I mean, all possible.
I think I'll go for yes. Thanks for asking. Particularly cool since I'm actually pregnant.
No.
Yes, I'm going to be full of surprises, honey.
Exterior family home day. Outside the door of the family home, Mary's a bit nervous.
Most important, if they offer you a cup of tea, just say no.
His
Mom,
mother opens the door.
Mom, this is Mary.
Mary, pleased to meet you at last. Good Lord, you're pretty.
Don't be stupid. It's all just mascara and lipstick.
Let's have a look. Oh, yes, good. Lots of mascara and very nice lipstick. It's very bad for a girl to be too pretty. Stops her developing a sense of humor or a personality. Tea?
I'd love a cup of tea.
Oh, Christ. That's the whole day gone.
Exterior beach day. During the traditional tea on the beach.
What happened when Dad asked you to marry him?
Oh, it was so romantic. I mean, really extraordinary. Very unlike your father. The sunniest day, music was playing, and a little child came running up and gave me a rose, just after he asked me.
Really? How lovely. How lucky. Dad.
Very lucky.
Interior dad's study day. Later, Tim is leafing through his father's collection of singles and albums. Lots of fabulous 60s sleeves, just casual conversation.
How many times
What?
did you propose to Mom?
Oh, God. I mean, 10? Took a fortnight.
Oh, look. I'd forgotten this. My God. Jimmy Fontana.
An
Greatest,
old Italian record.
greatest song ever recorded by an Italian who looks like he has a dead badger on his head.
Exterior garden day. Mum walking along talking to Mary.
And what are your faults?
Insecure.
Sweet,
Bad temper sometimes.
crucial. How else are you going to get people to do what you want?
I can't hold my drink.
Oh, that's fun.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes I sing, which is this yes, but sometimes I just fall asleep. That's the no.
Oh, I hope we get lucky tonight.
Interior living room. Mary is standing in front of all of them, singing Adele's Someone Like You boisterously.
I don't remember how it goes. I heard that you're settled down. That you found a girl, that you're married now. I hear your dreams come true.
We love this girl.
Interior games room night. Tim and his dad in the table tennis room, their place, and Dad is just poised to serve.
Where's Mary?
Fast asleep.
Sweet. Right. And what an extraordinary game this is. For the first time, a father and son are playing each other in the World Table Tennis Final, and neither of them are Chinese. Tremendous play by the old world champion and his son, the first openly gay British ping pong player. But it feels like the youngster is beginning to crack. There are tears in his eyes.
There are not.
There soon will be.
A triumphant smash. Interior hallway day. Suddenly, almost magically, Kit Kat appears tripping down the stairs as Tim is heading for the kitchen.
I didn't know you were here.
Yeah, just popped up for a while.
How's the job? What about the job?
She wrinkles her nose. Obviously, the job is no more.
How long have you been here?
Couple of months.
Wow. So life in London?
Horrid. Is Mary here?
Yes.
Where?
Outside, I think.
Kit Kat rushes off. He calls after her.
No, be gentle. Be gentle.
But it's too late. Kit Kat charges out the door, sees Mary, runs at her, knocks her to the ground, pins her arms, and starts kissing her all over her face. Interior dining room night. Everyone at dinner.
Right. Hey, I've got to make an important announcement.
Oh dear. I think the announcement is that we missed the intermission, and we should take a pause right now and come back to this moment.
Sounds
So-
good.
I was so confused.
You're like, that's not in the script. I just looked, page 65. Where was it? It was, yeah, it's supposed to be on page, something happened to my window. That window, it's gone.
53, I think.
53? Yeah. Yeah, scene 53, I think,
Oh,
page
sorry,
55, 56.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I lost that. So I'm sorry for having you all read longer without a break. I mean, that is illegal. I'm going to get slapped on that. So everyone, it's 7:45 my time. So come back on the 50. So we'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Have a
break.
about time for a break. Yes. Get some snacks, get some drinks, get some restrooms, and we'll see you back soon.
About 10 minutes, it'll be about time to come back.
Yes. It's about time to hear from our sponsor, Cypher Studios, providing podcasts and table reads and video and so much more. Providing commentary for Tyler Ready to Smile At.
Thank you, Cypher Studios. Really big honor for me. First time. I'd like to thank God, my mom, my dad. Couldn't have made it here without them. Just really appreciate you giving me this opportunity, Cypher.
It is our honor.
I need to plug my laptop charger.
It's about time for us to get back to it. We started. You guys having fun so far? Those who haven't seen it, what do you guys think?
I think it's amusing.
I think the plot's really fun. It's probably a really good movie. I probably will watch it, and it'll be a really fun experience because it'll be the first movie that I've read the script for and then watch. So it'll be fun.
I
Definitely
definitely
good.
learned to not try a British accent on a completely cold read. So I'm gonna not do that anymore and be
Oh,
more.
you don't like it?
I appreciate it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
not-
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
just was like in my head trying to do that
Clint-
and try to figure out what's going on in the moment and then like try to get the vocal inflections with an accent I'm not too familiar with. So
Clint, why are you putting yourself down? This is not a
Well-
place where we do that.
But I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's saying. Like, it's a lot you get in your head because you're not now. It's hard for you to act and also think about doing this accent and to read something brand new. It's a big challenge.
I know, but I
Yeah.
enjoy his efforts. I wish he wouldn't stop because you're actually sounding very good for someone who's never done it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So just keep trying it because I like your efforts. So please just keep trying it. Don't quit it just because you don't think you're good at it, because maybe you'll get better as you practice.
Yeah, I'll get better when I practice. I think I
So use this as your practice.
That's true.
It's about time. I'm just kidding. How
Sorry,
many
Jacob.
times can we use that?
I'll practice tomorrow.
He's going to go into a closet right now, and then he's going to come back out. Perfect British accent. Okay.
Yeah.
Acting right on point. Everything memorized. Yeah.
Jacob, if you keep bringing up closets, I'm going to make 7 minutes in heaven jokes.
Okay, I'm game.
I thought it was going to be other jokes. Here I am. There's a closet behind me right
This
now.
is an
I'm
interesting
out of
world
it.
that these guys live in. I'm just saying, man. I mean, I am not the best lady killer in the world, but I can tell you that if I traveled through time, it still probably wouldn't go that good. It would take me a lot of times going back in time.
That's one kind of cool thing about the movie about that.
Yeah.
Is Kit Kat, Mary, and Paulus, whatever.
Oh, by the way, Tyler, thank you. Message received.
Oh,
Hey, that was. Oh,
You didn't
Alright.
say it was a secret.
yes.
no, I'll put it on. I think I put it to everyone. I'm really enjoying all the
Yeah.
I like all of your readings. I feel like it's been really good. I enjoyed the slow dictation of a lot of the lines. It's been really fun. Yeah. The British accent as well.
Well, it's not my natural one. I'm from Canada.
I am from the South, so
I just happen to have British ancestry that I only really found out about through 23andMe.
oh, that's really neat.
Yep. That is neat, and it's about time we continue. So we will.
Anyway, yes. I guess
Scene
it's my turn.
65, interior dining room night, right there.
Okay.
If you
What's
take it
the
away,
problem,
Vicki.
Leigh?
Yep.
Okay, I'll start over. Yes.
Oh.
All right.
Oh no, we'll just start from here. Where it says 65, interior dining room night. We'll rewind a tiny bit, Heather.
Okay.
Go back in time.
Yes.
That's the sound of an old VHS in rewind.
Oh, you're acting as if I've never heard of that either. Come on.
I'm not acting as you don't remember that. What does a Betamax sound like when you rewind it? Jacob?
I don't
He's
know.
not much older than us.
We weren't rich. We weren't rich enough to have the beta. We just
Yeah.
So just kidding.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Vicki.
Here's the
Interior.
sound of a Blu-ray in reverse.
Laser disc.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even, I don't
4-track,
have.
8-track.
Oh, that's a lie. I do. I have 5.
All right. And we're going back to the movie.
Interior dining room, night. Everyone at dinner.
Sorry, I just thought of a joke where you rewind it and then it says like "Hail Satan," and you're like, "Oh, I didn't."
Oh, playing it backwards.
Yeah. For sure. Maybe that's what happens when you play this movie in reverse. Who knows?
Let's be kind and rewind.
Yeah.
Play this movie back in reverse and it's a country song. Just kidding.
It could be
It already.
a time traveling dude who lost his truck and his girl and his dog, but then he gets them all back. So it'd be like a happy story.
We're snowball here. Vicky's trying to get us on
I
track.
know.
You guys are
Sorry. Focus.
all
He's like, it's gonna be late. We can't.
Yeah.
Our time is. So yes. All right.
I'm going to read that again. Interior dining room, night. Everyone at dinner.
No. Don't just keep going. Just keep going. I can
Well,
go
no,
on.
that just keep going. That's you.
Oh, it is me. Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
Take
Hey,
3.
me. How are you doing, me? Right. I've got an important announcement to make.
Oh dear.
Oh, what's the problem, Dee?
It's the Germans, isn't it? War.
No, it's not a war, Uncle D. Look, it's that we've decided to get married.
All say hooray. Kit Kat screams with joy and assaults Mary again. And from the general excitement emerges Uncle D.
Oh, who are you getting married to?
Mary, here.
Oh, thank God. That would have been a jolly embarrassing if it had been another girl. Imagine that. You would have looked like a total gooseberry, wouldn't you? Can I say, I've known Mary for a few hours, but already, I'm sure in the event of a nasty divorce, I'm sticking with her, not Tim.
Thanks, Dad. Oh, and by the wedding will be soon because we're having a baby too.
You're pregnant?
Yes.
Kit Kat screams again.
Good Lord, and who's the father?
Tim here.
Oh, thank good for that. Very awkward if it had been another fella.
Interior Mary's flat, night. Night in their flat a few days later. Tim is reading. Mary enters in casual tracksuit and t-shirt.
We have to decide tonight.
What?
Everything you've refused to engage with. Best man, honeymoon, where we're marrying, how many guests.
We haven't decided any of that. Any of those.
The only thing you've decided is that I will come down the aisle to the sound of an Italian weirdo singing a song called El Mondo,
Excellent.
to which I have said a definitive no. So here's the deal. I will take off one item of clothing for every decision you manage to make. This is a one-off offer. Striptease in your own living room by a woman you think, by your own admission, is very pretty.
Expectant pause.
Okay. You have my attention, young lady.
Right, good. Where do you think we should get married?
Home. I hate it anywhere else.
She takes off her t-shirt and is wearing a bra underneath.
Good. Who should the priest be?
The local bloke with the yellow teeth and a massive unibrow.
Okay, that's a lock for Hagrid.
She takes off her baggy sweatpants. She has no socks. She's just standing there in bra and pants.
Right. I should have thought this through first.
Yes.
I should have worn more clothes.
Yes.
I'd better pick 2 really important questions. Best man.
Damn. I really wanted to see those breasts. But
Best man now.
oh, it's so hard. It's lose-lose. You piss off all the ones you don't pick, and then you end up hating the one you picked because he makes an embarrassing speech and ruins the day.
Do you want to see these puppies or not?
Ugh. Harry?
The breasts are the border from which no decision can ever return. Harry, really?
She reaches back for her bra strap.
No, bad idea. No, he'll get drunk. Jay?
Your choice.
I mean, he's my best friend, but he's a moron.
He will F everything up. Yes.
Rory? I mean, he's boring, but he'll try so hard.
Sure.
Yes, definitely. Rory. No, Harry. It's Harry.
Okay, it's Harry.
We see from behind as she flicks off her bra.
Oh, actually, no, it's gotta be Rory.
That is such a cheat. But Rory it is. It's Rory and it can never change. Honeymoon?
She places her thumbs on her pants.
Wow, this is turning into an exceptionally good night. I know this one, Venice.
Don't think we can afford Venice.
Anywhere, literally anywhere.
Interior family home church day. Cut to the wedding day. They're in a small local church near home. All the guests are there, and Tim is at the front with his nervous best man, Rory. His whole family in the front row. Uncle D looking particularly resplendent. Jay makes eye contact with a very cute bridesmaid, Joanna. The priest is the yellow-toothed unibrown guy. A clank of a door, sudden hush, and then we see a finger push a button on a CD player somewhere in the church. A very dramatic pop song starts to play, and then an Italian voice begins to sing. Cut to Tim, shocked. Cut to various surprised members of the congregation. Cut to his dad and his mum looking at his dad, and dad looking at Tim. We also see Big Polly from the beginning next to her enormous 6'8" husband. When Mary turns into the main aisle in her heavenly wedding dress, Tim is overjoyed. It is his request, Il Mondo, a huge epic Italian love ballad. Kit Kat's bridesmaid dress is, by the way, an insane purple wonder. And when we hit the song's chorus, Tim's dad starts to do a groovy dance movement to it, as does Tim. As finally, so does the bride, heading down the aisle. Eventually, dad does the full arms up in the air and then realizes it's slightly unsuitable and apologizes to his wife. Cut to the bride and groom kissing at the altar. We hear thunder. Clearly, it's getting stormy outside. The congregation applaud, and now there is massive rain on the windows. Amongst the guests is a sweet-looking guy who danced with the 10-year-old. Cut to the end of the service as the couple come out of the church. It is absolutely pouring. The next 2 minutes of the film show the worst rainstorm hurricane ever seen in Britain. It is absolute chaos, with a bellowing Italian and 1,000 violins as the soundtrack. As they walk from the church, the bride's train is totally in the sky and then tears off. Old people fall. Someone in a wheelchair scoots dangerously to the cliff edge, and they reach the comfort of the marquee, but it's false comfort. It tears quickly and starts to deconstruct as water floods in through the holes in the fabric. People are hanging on for dear life. Someone is nearly decapitated by a flying metal pole. Some children have found the utter mud of the garden and are completely filthy. Everyone is completely soaked. A lot of the women appear to be almost naked now, as their wet, thin dresses stick to their light-colored flesh. It is broad, realistic, chaotic comedy, all accompanied by the remaining epic orchestral minute of Il Mondo. Interior family home, Mary's flat day. The entire wedding is now being squeezed into the unprepared living room of the family house. Rory stands up to speak. He is incredibly nervous.
When Tim asked me to be his best man, I was terrified. I thought, well, the best thing is to find a book about speeches. And here is that book, and it says, think of really funny anecdotes, and there is one very funny story actually from work. It's a quite complicated case based on the issue of cross amortization of ownership of the post-divorce properties. And let me explain the context. The defendant, a certain Mr.
Cut straight to Harry speaking in exactly the same place.
When Tim asked me to do his best man speech, my immediate reaction was, how much are you going to pay me, you little snot? I don't write for free, you know.
Cut back to the stripping game in the flat.
I'm gonna go for Jay.
Really?
Yeah. It might be funny, and I'm pretty sure we can rein him in.
We cut right back to the reception. Jay has a whiteboard with a PowerPoint presentation.
And these are the girls available in Tim's teenage years.
Slide of Tim, and around him, 5 photos of girls.
And this is how far he got with each of them.
There are now numbers on lines between Tim and the girls.
Let me explain the code. 0, obviously nothing. Quite a lot of those. 5, blowjob. Only one, I'm afraid.
And back to Mary and her bra.
Do you think it's unusual? But I know it's unusual, but I'm thinking I'll go for her dad.
Cut to Dad finishing his toast, and it's going well.
And so, a toast to the man with the worst haircut, but the best wife in the room.
They all laugh and clap, and Tim smiles at him. After the dad's speech, they chat in a corner of the room.
I wish I'd said that I love you.
You did, Dad. It was implied.
I'm not sure implied is good enough for a wedding day. Are you?
Pause. They both know what he means.
Don't do it. It's fine. I'm really happy with the way that it was. You really don't have to.
I'll do what I want to do, young man.
Cut back to the new speech.
My natural instinct, of course, is to try and be funny about my son. So many flaws. Plays table tennis like a hairy goat. Has never quite mastered the art of shaving. But always important, first, to say one big thing. I've only loved 3 men in my life. My dad was a frosty bugger, so that leaves only Uncle D, Nat King Cole, of course, and this young man here. I only give one piece of advice to anyone marrying. We're all quite similar in the end. We all get old, we all wrinkle, and we all tell the same tales too many times. But try to marry someone kind. And this is a kind man with a good heart. I'm not particularly proud of many things in my life, but I am very proud to be the father of my son.
Afterwards, back to the swing of the party.
Well done, Daddy-O. I thought you'd probably just joke your way through it.
I was tempted, but decided not to this time.
We should be a little worried about Kit Kat again.
Are you okay, Kit Kat?
Oh, yes, I'm good, very good. Orange juice, no vodka, or is it the other way around?
She toasts him in vodka.
Are you next, Kitty Cat?
I don't know, Uncle D. Boys aren't very nice.
Aren't they, darling?
Not in my experience. Always taking liberties, not giving much back in return.
Oh, dear.
She's getting drunk, and Jimmy Kincaid is ignoring her, tied into the fact that Kit Kat was at home when they announced their proposal, and that she's jobless. It's starting to be a nagging worry, the dimming of this gorgeous girl. Cut towards the end of the reception. I'm so sorry to disturb you, but I wonder if I could have your autograph.
No, screw off. It's a wedding, for God's sake. I'm here to celebrate true love, not to hand out stupid bits of paper with my illegible signature on it that you can flog on eBay so at the next wedding you can afford to buy a less hideous hat.
I see you've met my mother-in-law.
Oh, God. To her, you might have told me people should wear name tags.
And what would you have said if you'd known?
Sort off. Rather than F off, I suppose.
A few final wedding images and a final worrying moment with Kit Kat, out cold. Jimmy just casually smoking beside her, not worrying. Cut to Mom and Dad romantically waltzing. And then move from them dancing to Tim and Mary. Mary takes a glass of champagne from a waiter and downs it.
Do you wish we would have picked another day?
Not for all the world.
Interior wedding bedroom. Tim is looking at his beautiful bride in her nightgown. She turns to him.
And I will always love you.
Cut on 5 minutes. Mary lies in bed, comatose. Tim smiles at his wonderful bride. Interior, Mary's flat day. Cut to a few months later. A very pregnant Mary is sitting in a chair, reading. And then suddenly,
Oh, jeez. It's coming.
Oh, geez. What do we need?
I've done it all. It's all in the bag.
Nappies? Phone charger?
Everything, every single thing. Just get the car. All you have to do is drive me to the hospital.
Right. Okay, excellent.
exterior, Mary's flat, London streets, Dave. They're squeezed into the car. He sets off nervously.
Where are we going?
To the hospital?
Which is in the opposite direction.
Of course it is.
Okay, stop the car.
It's coming?
No.
The baby?
No, it's not coming. I just want to point out to you that you had one job. That's one. The keeping fit, I did. The preparing the nursery, I did. The packing the bag, I did. The carrying the alien and my sodding stomach for 9 years, I did. Your one and only job after impregnation was driving me to the hospital. Do you actually know which hospital we're going to?
Yes.
Which hospital?
Uh,
You tell me the name of the hospital or I will give birth to the baby in your face.
Look, it's either St. Mark's or something in Paddington something.
Drive. I will guide you.
Cut on. They're stuck in a long row of traffic.
Oh, for God's sake, do something. There's a head appearing between my legs.
Tim leaps out of the car and goes around the corner to see a huge traffic jam ahead, leading to a famous zebra crossing.
Oh, Christ. Abbey Road.
There's a queue of people waiting to take photos. Tim approaches nervously. Accosting strangers is not his specialty.
Could you just, hurry up?
Abbey Road, Beatles, John, George, Paul, Ringo.
Yes, I know. Fast as you can.
The Japanese force him move on, and the next lot, Americans, come on and stand in the middle of the road arguing about who's going to be who.
Terribly sorry, but could you just...
They ignore him.
I'm not taking the picture. I want to be in the picture.
I'm not doing it. I didn't come all the way from Minnesota just to holding the goddamn camera.
Look, I'll do it, okay? Jesus, be careful.
He nearly gets run over, but gets the photo done. He turns to the next lot, some grumpy northern teens.
Right? This thing, my wife is having a baby.
It's not going to be any bloody good anyway. Dave, with only 3 of us, it's going to look stupid.
Yeah, look, I know what.
Cut to the 3 northerners and Tim as the fourth beetle with an East European taking the picture.
You've got to take your shoes off.
What?
Paul wasn't wearing any shoes.
Tim kneels to take off his shoes. They're not ready to pose.
What the fourfold F are you doing?
There she is, massively pregnant, as her husband poses on the crossing.
I know it seems it's really complicated. I promise this was the quickest.
Oh my God, it's really coming now.
Abbey Road!
He points to the studios and runs in. Interior Abbey Road, day. Tim speeds past reception, opens the first door in the corridor, a huge studio where Adele is performing.
Sorry, my mistake.
He comes back out, opens the next door. It's a broom cupboard.
That's better.
Interior Mary's flat, day. An hour earlier, Mary is sitting, very pregnant once more.
Oh, jeez. I think it's coming.
We cut to Tim, but now he's surrounded by maps of London.
Cool. Yep. Just finalizing the routine. Cars outside, special parking meter. St. Mary's, Paddington. Here we come. And I think we should avoid Abbey Road.
Interior hospital room, day. The two of them in the hospital room with the tiny baby.
Posey?
Posey she is. The most beautiful girl in the world. No one could ever prepare you for what happens when you have a child. When you see the baby in your arms and you know it's your job now, no one can prepare you for the love and the fear.
Cut to Tim watching as Posey rests in his mum's arms.
Oh, she's lovely. You are such an ugly baby. I remember the first time I looked at you. I thanked God we were in driving distance of London Zoo.
Oh, come on. He wasn't that bad.
Oh, don't be silly. But look, the past is in the past. The nightmare is over. He grew up human. The days of suckling a simian are a distant, nasty memory. Uncle D, do you want to hold?
Oh, yes, please.
Do you think that's... yeah, sure.
He watches Uncle D with his baby with pride. He glances at his dad, who's looking at him, his baby son, now grown up. Interior, Mary's flat, day.
There are other things, of course. No one can prepare you for the bad nappies.
Mary and Tim in the living room. They hear the baby cry.
Thank you for that, Vicki. That was awesome. Let me do it, darling.
Tim with the baby at a changing table. He opens the nappy, reels back in shock. Cut straight back to the living room a bit earlier. The baby starts to cry again.
Why don't you do this one? I've got a big case tomorrow.
He points to a lot of papers all around him. Mary sets off, no idea of the horror ahead. We stay with Tim until we hear from the other room.
Oh my gosh, where did all this come from?
Exterior, interior, Mary's flat, day.
No one can prepare you for the love people you love can feel for them.
Kit Kat is on the floor with the baby, now 6 months old, just playing with her, as though they were the same age. Mary and Tim obviously ready to go out to dinner.
Are you okay?
I would like to babysit for every single day for life. I want you to die at the restaurant. Take over forever.
And nothing can prepare you for the indifference of friends who don't have babies.
Interior, Mary's flat, day. In the living room, another night. Jay gives Posey the most casual of glances.
Yeah, great. Very pretty. Anyway, she's 18 years old. 18, I swear, she does not even own a bra. I've never seen her indoors in trousers, just legs up to there and tiny, tiny pants.
And nothing can prepare you for how small a place that seemed good suddenly becomes.
The flat is just full of prams, nappies, food, baby bed.
And how quickly you have to move to a place you can't quite afford.
They're in a sparsely furnished new garden flat.
It's just the sheer shock of pure unconditional love for this human fluke that never happened, that happened to be yours.
Interior, Tim and Mary's house, day. Cut on months. The house is dressed for a birthday party. Streamers, little hand-drawn signs saying, "I am one," and they are there preparing cupcakes, and the doorbell rings.
That'll be your mom and dad, bizarrely early as ever.
Tim is opening the door. It is the three of them from home.
Hello, Mom, Dad, Uncle D. Wonderful to see you. Come on in. And look if it isn't Godfather Rory.
Rory is carrying the largest teddy bear in history. Everyone is gathered. A few friends, a few babies, the family group in their comfy chairs, the giant teddy bear next to Uncle D.
Only two important things for a godfather, I reckon. Tell the child never to eat anything bigger than its head, and never bring a present smaller than the child.
Oi, shut up.
Harry is there too, with a very small bear.
I didn't expect to see you here, Harry. Children's party's not exactly your style. I was tricked. I was told there'd be free booze. Hate kids, as you know, for flip's sake, Tim. I'm gonna need straight vodka if there's a flipping clown coming.
Cut to the clown in action. It is going very badly. The kids are utterly distracted. The mums are pretending to be interested. Mary looks at Tim savagely. Cut to everyone later, in another clownless version of the party.
Well, thought of having a clown, but decided against it because first birthday's small, just family, 2 friends, and 1 giant stuffed toy.
Speaking of which, where is Kit Kat?
Don't know. She said she'd be here around 3.
Ding dong.
Speak of the devil.
The front door. Tim opens it. It is a greasy-haired, handsome, but not nice-looking young man. He's Jimmy Kincaid, who we first saw at the New Year's party years ago.
Jimmy, what can I do for you? And where's my sister?
Thought she was here.
Nah, she never arrived.
That's not good.
What does that mean? What does that's not good mean?
And the camera focuses in on him, and it all goes weird for a moment. Tim turns and we follow him walking back, dazed, towards the family.
There's a song by Baz Luhrmann called Sunscreen. I've never forgotten 2 lines from it. Worry about the future is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. The real trouble in your life will always be the things that never crossed your worried mind.
Interior, exterior, hospital night. Cut to Mary and Tim racing into a hospital. Then contrasting stillness in a quiet room on Mary and Tim's faces. Cut to Kit Kat lying in a hospital bed, her beautiful face badly cut and bruised, her hair pulled back tightly.
What happened?
We see a flashback to a huge car crash, smashing glass and violence. The car, a purple Mini, clearly belongs to Kit Kat. Cut back. It's hard for Kit Kat to talk, but she does.
I had a fight, and maybe I wasn't completely sober.
It was tea time on a weekend.
I know, I'm very poor. Sorry.
I blame Jimmy.
It's so not his fault.
Well, so you say.
In the corridor, Tim storms out past Bad Jimmy, who is sitting outside.
How is she?
Not good. When did she leave you? And from where? I want the exact time, the exact address.
Cut on to Tim walking along the hospital corridor and opening a door.
That's a broom closet.
I know. I love him.
Cut back to the front door 4 hours earlier.
You cut it fine.
Sorry, I had to pick up Kit Kat.
He heads in with Kit Kat following, although now, well, of course, she's not looking her best. She slinks in, has bags under her eyes. There's still some of the usual natural sparkle, but a sense of something wrong underneath. Kit Kat approaches the family group.
She couldn't come herself.
No, as it turns out, she couldn't.
Cut back to them after the party, relaxing in the chaos.
I'm worried about Kit Kat.
No, she was drinking vodka while we were drinking tea. Jimmy wasn't nice to her.
How? We have to fix it.
We can't do that. If it's going to be fixed, she has to fix it herself.
Maybe, maybe not.
Exterior beach day. Tim and Kit Kat are walking along the beach at home. Pause as they stroll, then.
Darling Kit Kat.
How do I immediately know I'm about to be ticked off?
You're not, but I am a little worried.
What did I tell you? It's a full-blooded ticking off.
It's just, this is a strange place for you still to be coming all the time. Here with Mom, Dad, and Uncle D.
My best friend.
Indeed. But what's happened? You're the best person in the world. Top equal to my with my wife and the dog in the artist. I don't quite get it.
Neither do I.
Time for the truth. She doesn't look at him as she talks.
I thought what life was going to be so great, but somehow up in London, in the real world, I keep getting knocked about.
And getting drunk.
So sometimes I get drunk, and Jimmy's unkind, so I come back home.
What happened with Marcus? He seemed a nicer guy than your usual.
I messed up, had an abortion, and he left.
Pause. Tim is mortified.
So you ended up back with Jimmy?
Maybe, just maybe, Tim, I'm a faller. Every family has someone who falls, who doesn't make the grade, who stumbles, whose life trips up. Maybe I'm a faller.
And she gives him the loveliest smile in the world. Interior, Tim's bedroom, night. Tim lies in his old bed, in his old bedroom, in his old pajamas, eyes wide open. Exterior, lawn, day. The next day. They stand out at the lawn where the wedding marquee stood, overlooking the sea.
Stupid.
Yes, stupid.
I've spent my entire life taking the piss out of you because you believe in total crap.
Yes.
Horoscopes.
I'm brilliant.
Acupuncture.
Cure any medical problem.
The Electric Light Orchestra.
Oh, the greatest band of all time. Except the monkeys, of course.
Exactly. All your beliefs, total codswallop. But oddly, you may have had a point to it after all. I'm going to tell you a secret, but you have to keep it.
I've always kept secrets.
Yeah, we have.
You put your Willie and Jenny, but not.
I know. Thank you for never telling. Anyway.
I don't even think Jenny knew.
Pause. Kit Kat looks at him and shrugs her shoulders.
So what's the secret?
Promise you won't tell anyone.
Yes.
Big stop. Big pause.
I can travel in time.
Pause.
Wouldn't it be so completely and utterly and totally great if you could?
Interior cupboard under stairs, day. Cut to them in the cupboard.
Why are we standing in the cupboard under the stairs?
Because we're going back in time and you are going to do something differently.
You're really funny. I love it when you're funny.
Hold my hand.
We see their hands clench. And they travel in time and are still in the cupboard. Tim opens the door. They peek outside and then instantly shut the door again. They've both seen it's the night of the New Year's Eve party years ago, the very start of the film.
Oh my God. Oh my golly God. I was right all along. Everything's magic. Anything can happen.
She peeks outside again.
Oh, you are kidding though. I can go back anywhere in time and you bring me back to the worst party of all time.
Afraid so.
Though at least I met Jimmy.
My point precisely.
They head out nervously, at which moment a strange-looking ginger girl passes him.
Hello, Tim.
There's a silent awkwardness between them.
Hello, Jenny.
Kit Kat and Tim exchange a look.
Still wants it.
Okay, now we got work to do.
What work?
We're going to make sure that you don't meet Jimmy Kincaid. And quick, in here.
And indeed, the front door opens and Jimmy enters just as Tim sidles Kit Kat into the next room. He does looks cool.
But we have sex later.
Not this time you don't.
Another friend accosts Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Don, look, very important. Don't go to Thailand. You'll get robbed and imprisoned.
Thanks, kiddo. I have no intention of going to Thailand.
No, but you do, seriously. And there are pictures all over the newspaper of you in a very tight pair of swimming trunks.
Suddenly in front of them, the door opens and in slouches Jimmy with that touch of James Dean about him.
Should we go next door?
No, next door.
But he's about to tell me I'm the most beautiful woman at the party and put his hands down the back of my jeans.
Come on.
They retreat into the next room. Jimmy follows. They watch him from the corner like hawks. He glides through the room, helps himself to a drink, stands very still, surveys the room. Tim and Kit Kat have to turn around quickly to avoid his gaze. They then turn back. Jimmy has spotted his prey. He heads towards a very pretty girl. Suddenly he turns on all his charm. Kitty Cat frowns. Tim watches her, then looks back at Jimmy. Already he's leaning in a little too close. The girl, who is not flattered by his attention. He whispers something to her, and his hand slips behind her back, moves down towards the back of her jeans.
Right, I get it.
And she marches straight over to him.
Excuse me, Jimmy. Jimmy?
Do we know each other?
Yes, we do. Very well. And this is what I should have done right at the start.
And she smacks him hard on the cheek. The whole room hears the sound and turns.
Happy New Year, everyone.
And now we leave.
Exterior, interior car, night. They are driving in a car away from home.
What happens now?
God only knows. But what I'm hoping is that from this moment on, you will avoid sleazy, bad guys because they're sleazy and bad. So you don't spend your life feeling worthless, giving up every job for some bastard's whim, living in horrible flats, waiting for a phone to ring.
Wow. When did you get so serious?
Since it occurred to me that I might lose you.
Pause as she registers his real concern.
And where are we going?
Back to the future with Doc.
Interior pizza restaurant night. Cut to a grim local pizza restaurant. Tim and Kit Kat enter, walk straight past the person sweeping the floor.
Boy, that's a broom cupboard, mate.
Thanks. I know. Couldn't resist him.
They stand inside the dark cupboard.
So wait a minute. When we get back, will I remember the old life?
think-
Yes, I always do, but the new one is the real one. The old one is something you luckily escaped.
Cleaner enters to see this slightly strange scene.
Excuse me.
Sorry, just give us 1 second.
He takes Kit Kat's hand, clenches it. Interior home cupboard day. And they are back where they started. They look at each other, then Kit Kat's whole new life sweeps up at her.
Oh my God,
What?
Teddy.
Teddy Frankman?
Yes. Wow. Oh, surprisingly, in bed. Right, let's do this.
They step out of the cupboard. Dad walks past casually.
Come on, you two. Tease up.
They head out into the garden, and there, sitting with Mum and Uncle D, as though he absolutely belongs there, is tennis-playing Teddy Frankman. Kit Kat gives him a wide-eyed look and skips over, giving Teddy a kiss on the cheek. Interior train to London day. Tim is beaming with happiness as he heads back down on the train up to London. Job done. Delightful music plays. Interior, Tim and Mary's house day. He heads back into home. Mary greets him at the door, holding a plastic bowl and spoon.
Hello, gorgeous. How was your day?
Immensely satisfactory.
Will you do dinner? There's something I've got to do before 6 or I get fired.
I can't think of anything I'd like to do more.
He goes into the next room.
Where's the most gorgeous person in the world? Come to your dad. Get food shoved into your mouth.
And round the corner of the messy main room crawls a little boy, exactly Posy's age, but not Posy. Black hair, not blonde. It's a moment of almost genuine horror. The little boy rushes up to Tim, who, in shock, holds out his arms. The sweet child, but just not his child, hugs him.
Dad. Oh. Dad.
The camera moves round as we see the completely happy child gripping his father's neck, and Tim, completely horrified, holding him tight. Tim puts him down.
Just stay there, little boy, and I'll be back in a minute.
He heads out into the corridor.
You okay? You look like you've just seen a ghost.
Yes. No. I'm great.
He isn't. He heads into the bathroom, closes the door, clenches his fists. Interior hospital day. Suddenly, he's back in the hospital, just after Posy's birth. He enters the room where his mum is holding the baby.
Hey, Dad. Can we talk for just a minute?
His dad comes out into the corridor.
I can't go back into the past. I can't go back. I can't go back past this again, can I?
No, I should have mentioned that. The exact sperm at the exact moment, if you do anything the tiniest bit different baby, chances are.
So every day up until yesterday will have always been lost.
Just like everyone else.
Okay. Interesting, tough. I love you, Dad. I gotta go.
Problem?
Tim nods. Interior, Tim and Mary's house, night. It's after the baby's birthday party. In the debris of the room, Tim sits with Kit Kat.
Hey, kiddo. I'm really worried.
What about?
You
Don't be silly.
and Jimmy.
Actually, we're going through a rather good patch.
Tim looks up at Mary, as she predicted. Exterior, family home day. They're walking in the garden.
I want to talk to you about Jimmy. I really, really think he's a bad.
Influence, I know, but he's good fun. And that'll do me, Uncle D. I'm just gonna just mash you at croquet.
She runs off. We focus on Tim in turmoil.
Okay.
Interior, Tim and Mary's house, day. We're back at the start of the baby's party. Everyone there except Kit Kat.
We did think of having a clown. Tim was particularly keen. We thought Harry might kill him.
Huh. I would have done. I hate the smiley bastards.
Better just have family.
Tim isn't quite joining in.
Speaking of which, where's Kit Kat?
We cut to Tim. He grits his teeth, and then exterior street, day. We see Kit Kat's car crash happening again. Tim has had to let it happen again. Interior, hospital night. Kit Kat in hospital bed, very late at night. Tim just sitting in the chair by the bed. Kit Kat opens her eyes.
You're still here?
Yes.
Go home.
No, I'm not leaving this room until we find a way of making sure this never happens again.
An hour later.
I'll drive more carefully.
It's a good start, but there's more. Seriously, you have to work it out.
I'm tired.
Me too.
Cut to the next morning. Same situation.
I'll have to stop drinking before tea time.
That too. Keep thinking.
Interior, hospital night. Later on that night, the swelling has gone down a bit. Kit Kat's hair is back to normal. She doesn't look quite so bad. Tim is sitting patiently in his chair. Pause. Kit Kat turns and sees herself lying in the bed, in a mirror beside her.
I have to leave Jimmy, don't I? And I have to stop drinking and stop leaving jobs. And I have to go out with someone nice and boring.
And Tim smiles, a smile as wide as a river. Later, he's preparing to leave.
And nice isn't necessarily boring.
Like who?
Matt Damon.
Okay, I'll go out with Matt Damon. And if he's married.
Pat Damon, his twin brother. Or Nat Damon, the youngest of the family.
Skeptical pause.
Tell me, do you remember Teddy Frankman?
What about him?
Just, popped into my head. What's he like these days?
Okay, quite cute looking, bit straight. Gets on well with the Damon family.
I'm thinking of asking him to dinner. Are you free?
Might be.
And she gives him a huge smile back. As he leaves, Jimmy is coming into the hospital corridor.
No, out right now. You are so totally and utterly out of the picture. I can't fucking tell you.
Interior, Tim and Mary's house, night. Cut back to his front door. Tim rushes in and round the corner totters Posey. He hugs her with all his power. Mary comes around the corner too, her most lovely.
Let's have another one.
Another what? Oh, screw that. One is enough for me.
Fortunately, we are young and fertile, and it wasn't long before.
Exterior, London Park, day. A beautiful day. They stroll through a park. Mary has a baby in a papoose.
And that's another big strange thing. You pour all your possible love into one child.
Posey, now getting bigger, is running towards him.
And this is incredible. Posey Lake. Oh, wait. And this is incredible. Posey Lake, only 3 years old. And it's about to break the woman's Olympic record if only her trousers could stay up.
Which they don't. And she trips and falls.
And then you have another one. And it turns out you've got exactly the same amount of love on tap.
He's swinging his son round as they walk on.
love, this extraordinary ingredient that has no limits, every expanding, self-reproducing, all the time, all of the time you love the woman as you loved as much as ever loved her.
Interior Tim and Mary's house, evening. He's just getting back from the walk. Mary is in the hallway, wet hair, just wearing a towel.
Darling, I'm sick with nerves. What do you wear for dinner with the greatest author in the country?
I'll settle with the kids and come straighten up.
Up in their bedroom, Mary emerges from a little dressing room in a pretty blue dress.
How about this?
Gorgeous. Job done.
She checks herself in the full-length mirror to her left.
No, take it seriously. I hate it. Makes me look dumpy, lumpy.
Right? I hate it too.
A sharp cut. She reemerges in another dress.
What about this?
Gorgeous. We did it.
Not too breasty for la care.
Is it?
It's too breasty.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
And another one.
This?
Not too breasty.
No, but I think high heels. My legs will look too short.
Which they aren't. But whatever makes you feel good. I mean, high heels are great.
She now has the high heels on.
I can wear high heels. I can't wear high heels. It's not that type of evening.
No high heels then.
But we have the short legs problem.
Cut to the next one.
I don't think this one is too bad.
I think it's fabulous.
Really?
Yes.
Or what about the blue one?
A little pause.
The first one, the lumpy one, that wasn't actually lumpy.
Yes. Which one do you prefer?
I don't know. I'm actually starting to get a bit mad now.
She emerges in the original dress.
Okay, let's go with this then. Although I think the vis-a-vis breasts is a little disappointing. Where are the kids?
I left them downstairs.
Not in the room with the manuscript.
I don't think so.
Cut into the living room. It is a firestorm of paper, totally covered in torn and colored and shredded pages.
You are joking! You left them in here with the only copy of the book in existence apart from the one on John Le Carre's computer. I'll be fired. The company will be fired. My life is ruined.
Tim goes to walk out of the room.
Okay, take it easy. I'm just going to.
Don't you dare leave the room. If you leave the room, I'm leaving you. I mean it. Face it like a man. Talk to me. How could you be so stupid?
I just have to.
Don't you dare.
The phone goes.
And don't you dare answer that. What are we going to do?
Look, I'm sure we can, reconstruct it.
And how do you suggest we reconstruct this?
Fully chewed page.
Well, no, that's not going to be the particular way. May not be important ever, very important page.
Pause. The phone rings on.
I really think we should.
If you answer the goddamn phone, I will kill you.
All right. I won't answer the phone, but I must just go to the little room.
The phone is still ringing.
No. Sorry, Mr. Le Carre. We've read most of your book, but the rest of it got eaten or colored in or actually shredded.
Yes, I have an idea. Posey actually knew how to use that machine. Anyway, it's impressive, though obviously not the particularly good way today.
Mary can't bear it any longer. She answers the phone and shouts into it.
What do you want? Okay. Sorry I shouted, Helen. He'll explain. It's for you. Your mom.
She hands him the phone. He takes the phone and just listens.
Right? Yeah, we'll come up.
He hangs up.
What is it?
Dad, I'll call Kit Kat.
Is he all right?
No, he's not.
Exterior, interior, family home day. The front door. Mom answers. Kit Kat just sprints straight in past her.
Hello, darling.
Hey, Mom, how are you?
Honestly,
Why not?
fetching furious. I am so disinterested in a life without your father.
Tim heads into the living room. There's Uncle D looking out the window.
Dee, how are you?
Do you know, I'm very well, though a little bit hot. But your father, I think, is not so well. Cancer.
Yes.
I'm very unhappy about that. At your wedding, he said he loved me.
He does.
I know. That was the best day of my life. So, this is probably the worst.
Their eyes meet. Two equal adults. Tim heads on into his dad's study. Interior, dad's study day.
Dad?
In contrast to the deep sorrow of the rest of the house, it seems like business as usual from his father.
Oh, for God's sake, not you too.
What?
Well, Kit Kat just rolled up, blubbering her eyes out, and now you're here. What's Mom been saying?
The truth?
Yes, well, apart from that.
Cut to them sitting in his study. They've been talking.
Don't think I haven't tried. It may have been the smoking, but I couldn't undo that, as it was before you were all born. And Mom definitely wouldn't have gone out with me if I hadn't been such a sexy smoker. I did it. I did get it found out as soon as possible, but it was still too late.
How long?
Oh, you know, it could be years.
How long, really?
Weeks, I'm afraid.
Pause. Moment of awkwardness. Something strange in the air.
Have we had this conversation before?
Yes,
What happened?
I rather let myself down. Hugged you.
And Tim walks towards him. His dad stands. He hugs him. As he emerges from the hug,
I never said we could fix things. I specifically never said that. Life is a mixed bag. No matter who you are, look at Jesus. He was the Son of God, for God's sake, and his life was still all a terrible old F up.
I know. But you must see, like, I feel a bit cheated.
Don't. In fact, feel the opposite. The only people who give up work at 50 are the time travelers with the cancer who wants to play more table tennis with their sons.
Right? So there was.
Sorry we had to call. It's suddenly got very bad, and Mom and I have been fighting it alone for quite a while.
Is there anything at all I can do?
I have a thought of just one thing. If we're very careful, just do exactly the same.
exterior beach day. Cut to the beach. Father and son walking along together, away from us. Music plays. They go down a little dip in the dunes for a moment, and when they reappear in the distance, we see that Tim is 10 again, a little boy holding tight to his father's hand. We watch them walk away, as young Tim skips away and twirls in the joyful wind around the father he has always loved. Interior, Dad's study, day. Back in the study, the next day, Dad is looking out to sea, then turns.
So, Tim, my son, do you want to know the secret? Or do you want to find it out for yourself, like I did?
Christ. There's another secret?
Less dramatic, more important, the big one.
No, tell me. Let's save some time.
And we cut outside the window as when they first spoke. We are not party to the information revealed. Interior family home day. The next day, father and son are standing by the front door.
Think about that thing I mentioned. Practice.
I will. Thank you.
Mary,
She hugs him. He whispers.
I've left everything to you. Don't give him a penny.
Thanks. The moment you die, I'm leaving him.
Interior train day. Tim is on the train thinking about what his father said. We are interested. What was the secret?
Did you two talk about all that time?
Stuff. You and Mom.
We decided it would be best if you never die. If you can work on that immortality, that'd be great.
He looks out the window, and when he turns back, a tear is falling down her cheek.
You're such a wonderful woman. I'm so lucky to have met you, to have you.
Interior, Tim and Mary's house, day. Back home in bed.
What's your day tomorrow?
Ghastly. Long, boring meetings, very difficult case, very late night.
Interior, exterior, London, day. Distinctive music plays. First, we see Tim in the middle of a long legal meeting. We see them all talking, and Rory is there, but we only notice the boring discussion. Then Tim rushes lunch, buys a sandwich from Pret-a-Manger. He gets a phone call from Kit Kat as he and Rory walk towards the court. He is impatient hearing from her, trying to get off the call from the very start.
Hey, Kit Kat, how are things? Oh, good, great. Look, I'm sorry, isn't a great time. Maybe later, okay? Okay, well, that's great. Look, I'm really pleased. Wow, great. Oh, good old Teddy. Honey, this is so not the right time. I'm needed in court in about 5 minutes, okay? Yes, I gotta go. Look, I'll lose my job. Let's talk later, okay? Okay?
Then into court. He is summing up to the jury. His client is very worried and he is very tense, but he gets the result that he wanted, not guilty. And as he tidies his papers, he says to himself, phew. Coming back home on the underground, bored, checking his watch, tired. An annoying man on the train listening to his too loud iPod. Getting home late, heading off to bed ASAP, after his little bit of exhausted dialogue in the kitchen.
How was it?
Tough, dull, tense. Time for bed.
Cut to them in bed.
Light off?
Yes. I thought I might just pop to the bathroom first.
Cut to Tim in the bathroom.
Okay, Dad, let's give it a go.
He shuts his fists and travels. Interior, exterior, London, day. Cut straight back to the start of the same day. In the same long meeting, we see them all talking, but this time we see Tim looking across at Rory, who we just glimpsed in the background earlier, and he smiles at him, and Rory beams back. Rory minds a little secret yawn, and then Tim goes back to listening, and when the other lawyer says something clever, says, that is a very good point. And then Tim rushes lunch, but this time he enjoys scanning the food and picks out something nice. And then there's a pretty girl who serves him in the same way as before, but he responds positively and civilly to her. He gets a phone call from Kit Kat as he and Rory are in the corridor leading to the court.
Hey, give me a second.
We are really late.
Just,
And he stops and takes the call.
hey, Kit Kat. How's everything? You're kidding. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm in a tiny bit of a rush.
Rory is literally jumping up and down with nerves. The corridors are getting empty. Everyone is suddenly at work.
But yeah, it's so great. Good old Teddy. Say yes. Even if you're not sure, say yes. And yes,
We're absolutely free Thursday. I'm actually needed in court like 10 minutes ago. So I can't tie down all the details. But yes, my darling, I love you. This is great news. I'll ring you back in a little bit. A little bit later when I'm not about to give a close personal friend a heart attack. Bye, sweetie. Bye.
And then him and Rory sprint faster than usual, bolt along the ancient corridor in the direction of the courtroom. Cut into the court. This time, though, instead of the myopic, rushed view, Tim sees the beauty of the British courtroom. Grand, beautiful, leather, civilized, organized. Cut to his summary. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and he looks into their eyes to see them as real people, really listening, taking their job seriously. And he looks back at his client, really caring. He can feel the power of what he's saying, says it with a little more relish, and then cut to the verdict. And when the jury says not guilty, Tim is uncool. A huge smile, a warm handshake with the overjoyed client, a look at the jurors and how proud they are of their correct decision. His earlier, phew, no celebration, just relief, is replaced by hooray. Coming back home on the underground, looking at his watch, accepting it's late, unbuttoning his jacket, lounging back, actually hearing the music coming from the man's iPod and enjoying it. Cut to Mary and Tim in bed again.
So not as bad a day as expected?
No, pretty good, actually. Very
Okay.
good, really.
That's relief. If it had been a bad day, I thought I might have to make it up to you and have sex with you. Well, I might have had to have sex with you to make up for it.
It was a very bad day. It went very badly. I lost my job. I killed a man, and I think I heard our kids dying downstairs.
She gives him a big smile. It was exactly the same day and completely different.
And so I began to live my new life Dad gave me. Each day I lived twice. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta take a
That's
break.
okay. Yep. Each day I live twice. I once, with all the strains and tensions that stop us, noticing how sweet the world can be, and once, well, noticing.
Interior train day. Mary and Tim are back on the train going north. Music plays.
Some days, of course, though, you only want once.
Interior family home day. The empty hallway at home when Uncle D comes downstairs, fixing his waistcoat, black suit. Then Kit Kat, black jeans and t-shirt, no shoes, with her nice boyfriend Teddy. And then Mary in a pretty black dress. Then Tim in his suit, now joined by his mom.
Okay, right. Are we ready for this?
Harry comes in from the next room and walks through.
Of course we're not. Hateful they.
Just give me 1 minute.
He goes into the toilet and comes out dressed in normal clothes. He heads into the study. His dad, in perfect health, is sitting in his big leather chair reading Dickens.
This bit is very good. Can I just read you this bit?
Read away. We got all the time in the world.
Pause. There's something odd in the air as Tim sits.
Where have you come from?
There are tears in Tim's eyes.
Okay. Thanks for coming. How's Uncle D's suit?
Immaculate.
Excellent. Mary's dress?
Quite sexually, actually.
Perfect. Did I mention I wanted that Stevie Wonder track?
Yes, all set.
Excellent.
And he begins to read a funny passage from Dombey and Son out loud as Tim sits and listens. Exterior family home day. Outside, the big car is driving away, with all of them in it. It's the day of his dad's funeral. Stevie Wonder's jubilant Yester Me, Yester You, Yesterday plays. Interior train day. Back in London, Tim and Mary are on the train home. He looks up thoughtfully. She's looking at him, and the kids are with them, asleep.
Tough.
Oh, I thought Jenny are but not look cute in black.
True. She knows how to excite a man.
Interior Tim and Mary's house, night. They are laying the kids down at night, carrying them in from the train, laying them into bed. They creep back into the corridor, lean against the wall, end of a long day.
What do you think about the kids?
What about him?
Not very many, are there?
I'm sorry?
Cut. They are sitting on chairs in the ramshackle garden, both drinking.
I just thought maybe, well, it's time for the insurance, baby. In case one of them is really clever, if we don't want the other one to spend their whole life feeling stupid. If we have another one, well, at least we could have two happy thickies.
You're so romantic.
What do you think?
Pause. We know it's a huge decision for him.
Cool. Cool. Dad always wished there'd be more of us. Anyways, we might try and nothing happens.
Exactly.
A shot of the old family home, a shot of the new house. Time is passing by. Interior Tim and Mary's house day. Mary is very pregnant for the third time. In their bedroom.
Could be tonight.
And you cannot believe the detail in which I knew the route to the hospital. You will excuse me for a sec. There's something I just have to finish.
He's heading downstairs, goes into the living room, in total darkness, stands there boldly, fists clenched. Exterior, interior family home day. Cut to outside the family home. Inside, Tim and his dad are playing table tennis. His dad wins one final last dramatic point with a flourish and a smash.
Oh my God, I won! I haven't won for years.
You finally got good.
What's my prize, apart from the Olympic gold medal, of course?
Pause. A big smile from Tim.
A kiss will have to do.
A kiss? A kiss?
Tim steps forward and kisses his father gently on the cheek. They look at each other. Suddenly it's clear to his dad. This is the last time.
I get you. This is it then?
Yes, this is it.
My son.
My dad.
They both smile. Pause.
Or just one more game. I'd love to beat you twice.
It's never gonna happen.
Who'd have thought it? Father and son for the 28th year in the Olympic final, and young Tim suddenly looking like a broken man.
Exterior, interior family home, winter. Cut outside, the family house again, but now it's winter. Specks on snow.
And now I'm almost up to date with my story. Sometimes just for fun, I still bounce around.
Cut inside, where Christmas is being celebrated around the tree. Teddy, the boyfriend, is holding a new iPad.
Mom, surprisingly modern and good taste gift for you.
Oh, thank you. Open yours. It's even better.
He opens it. The most hideous hat of all time. The full knitted Santa.
What do you think?
I think it's gorgeous.
We cut to his mum, delighted, then cut back to Tim. He is now holding the iPad, not the hat.
Have you got one of these, Ted?
Teddy is wearing the hideous hat. And Teddy said,
Sorry, I was muted. No, I'd love one. But who really needs it when you got this hat?
exterior, interior, Tim and Mary's house, day. The outside of the London house.
But in the end, I think at last I learned the full message from my strange adventures in time. The truth is, I now don't travel back at all, not even for the day. I just live each day as if I'd lived deliberately, as if I had deliberately come back to this one day to enjoy it as if it was the full final day of my lucky life.
In the bedroom, both of them in bed, a glowing gray day outside.
I'll do the kids.
No, don't worry. I'll do them.
Yes, you do them, lazy bastard.
She turns and goes back to sleep. He looks at her and loves her. The definitive music of the film plays. Suddenly, the camera style changes subtly. A special beauty in everything. Tim heads downstairs. Posey's waiting in her little pink school uniform. Tim starts to make breakfast. The little boy drifts in, all sleepy and pajamaed. Cut to Tim flipping a pancake utterly badly. You are the worst.
Mommy.
Tim laughs at his naughty son. Interior, exterior, London streets, bus, legal chambers day. He walks Posey to school, waves to her outside the school gates, walks away, looks at the streets he walks every day with their private charm. He runs and catches a bus. A young girl and an old woman sitting in front of him chat enthusiastically. At work, Rory is there, looking chaotic, working hard, ink on his fingers.
Hell of a day ahead.
We'll get through it.
A morning cup of tea. It's just the most utterly normal day, but everything is full of ordinary special beauty. And then, cut to Tim and Rory in utter chaos rushing along the corridor, late again. When his mobile goes, it is Mary. Intercut with her, she is also in a rush, somewhere else in London, looking wonderful, the wind blowing her hair.
What time you home tonight?
About 9, I hope. You?
6. What do you fancy for dinner, my hungry husband?
You decide.
Risotto?
What flavor?
Maybe chicken.
Chicken would be absolute heaven.
He hangs up, steps forward, freeze. And that is that. The reality of dinner with someone you love at the end of a normal working day is actually what heaven is. Moments of pleasure. And by Kate Bush plays over the credits, which consists of bits of real film or real people's favorite moments of their own extraordinary, ordinary lives.
That's it. That's a tough one, huh?
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, it's lighthearted and fun and interesting subject that also gets really, really, deep about life. And we'll talk about it more.
I shouldn't have watched that preview clip of the last game before this preparation. I was crying by the end and I almost missed my lines.
Yeah. It's okay. I think for most of us, it was, hard to keep up with our lines. But we'll talk about more of that and more of the movie in a moment. But first, we're going to go around and everyone can say what they're up to, what they're doing, and where people can find them to hire them for their own projects. So first, we'll start with you, Heather.
Hello, my name is Heather Leigh Cameron, and I'm an actor, I'm a writer, and I'm a creator from Southern Alberta. You can find me on Facebook at Heather Leigh Freelancer, or you can find me on YouTube at The Storm and Latter-day Saint. I'm also on Facebook regular, Twitter, Instagram. You can also email me at heather.lee.cameron@gmail.com. I'm also on the Actors Access site, backstage.com, IMDb. I don't really have anything going on right now, but I am looking for work, any kind of writing work, acting work, voice work. So please hire me.
Yeah, you're here. You're hustling. You're submitting for castings. You're doing
I
what you need
am,
to be
and
done.
I've been doing different writing and entertainment work since I was a teenager, and I had my first writing piece published when I was just 6 years old. So
Awesome. Awesome.
yes. And I have
And
various education. So yes, I am very hireable, and I will work very hard for you if you choose to take a chance on me. So thank you very much.
yes, you are definitely a hard worker. All this year we have seen that for sure.
Thank you. And you're a very good leader and director and friend.
All right, thank you. Next, we're moving on to Angelina Peterson.
Oh, me already? Wow.
Yes.
I'm Angelina or Angel Peterson, and currently I'm working on, well, haven't quite started, but adapting someone's book into a feature film. And it's a true story based on her life. And I'll grab the book later and show you guys. That's about it. I have to leave early because I have a traveling night tonight.
All right. Well, then let's continue with these. Vicki Dykes.
Hi, I'm Vicki Dykes. I'm an actress from Central Alberta. You can find me on Instagram. I'm YogaGramma7, and I'm on Facebook under my name, Vicki Dykes. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, I like when my heart gets tugged, and yeah, this one definitely did do that.
Definitely. Mr. Tyler, ready? Are you ready to go? Ready to tell the people?
Yeah.
Your first time?
Yep, first time. Had a blast. Thanks for having me. Looking to get into voice acting. This is my first thing, I guess, doing. You can reach out to me at tready, just like the word, 246@gmail.com. tready246@gmail.com. Yep, it was a blast. Thank you guys for having me.
I don't want to put you on the spot. You want to give us one of those voices? Oh, he's frozen. He left. Oh, there you are. You're back.
The internet just died. I'm not sure what happened. What'd you say?
I was going to throw you on the spot and say, you want to give us one of those voices? Or tell us the other hidden. Oh, go ahead.
Sure. Well, like.
Okay, then tell us the other thing you know about. What other languages do you speak? If they need to hire someone with voice talent in that language.
Sure. Okay, I speak Arabic. I learned to speak it from some native people from Saudi Arabia. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah. So if there's any Arabic roles, I'd be open to do that too. I like to have fun with my voices. I do a lot of different voices, like Jorgen von Strangle from the Fairly Odd Parents, and so yeah, I do a lot. I like to have fun. So that's me.
Awesome.
That's awesome. My dad worked in the Middle East in 1975 oil rigging, so that's very awesome.
All right, and we have Clint Monroe.
Hey everybody, Clint Monroe. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get Angelina pregnant and give birth to Vicki Dykes. So
you never know what's going to happen here on Table Read Tuesdays.
It's always a random one. Yeah, that I think that one hit a little bit too close to home. So I'm gonna take some time to kind of digest that. But right now I'm just, trying to bury a lot of the things from my past, put them behind me so that I can explode into the future. Cause I know that, I guess what they say is you only get one life. And I guess that's what this whole story is about. And I have a lot that I want to say and do in this life. And so I've just been trying to develop my voice in as many different ways as I can. And don't worry, if you guys don't hire me, you'll hear about me. You'll hear something that I've done eventually. So I'm just eternally grateful to be here. Every day I study. This one I was the lead, so I didn't get to write as many notes as I wanted to, but there was some good stuff in there. That's me. And yeah, if you guys want to follow me, it's Clint Monroe, Clint_Monroe on Instagram. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me. I mean, you guys could snail mail me if you wanted to. I take smoke signals and Morse code as well. So
Well, Quinn, do you take counsel? Maybe you should write an article for the Star Trek website about your past and compare it to Star Trek. That's what I did to help me. So maybe it would help you.
yeah,
Yeah, you can
maybe.
turn it into fan fiction and hide it beneath other
Well,
characters
no, I
and other
actually
stories.
wrote an article about my early life, and it was and compared to Star Trek, it was actually very therapeutic. Maybe it would help you.
Yep, a lot of people
Yeah,
say writing is therapeutic.
I hate to say it, but well, I don't hate to say it, but I'm a Star Wars guy.
Oh,
Well, you can just replace the word Star Trek
Ruined
for Star
for me.
Wars, do a similar thing.
He
But-
can't be Han Solo, man. There's nobody that compares. I'm sorry. And his sidekick Chewie, man. Just a bunch of Hellraisers taking on the Empire. What's
you
better
should
than
read a
that?
Star Wars script, Jacob.
We may, but we're not going to do that right now because we're going to close up this part of Table Read Tuesdays so Angelina can say farewell. And
Well, you
anybody
should
else that has to
introduce
go,
yourself.
me.
You, our esteemed leader, Jacob Patrick, everyone. Of
Needs
Cypher
no
Studios.
introduction.
I am Jacob Patrick. Thank you, Heather. Angelina, I currently helping sprinkle some pixie dust with Disney on some rides, and enjoying every moment of it. Enjoying every moment here with you guys. Love movies. Love watching them. Love reading these. Love the behind the scenes of everything I can find. I've been looking into all this stuff for years, and still you see something behind the scenes and just still love it.
And his
It's awesome.
IMDb is massive. His talent here is massive. So hire him for some voices for some movies so he can have an even bigger IMDb.
Or for writing. That's I think. But thank you.
And
Thank
also,
you.
if you guys want some of Jacob Patrick's esteemed fairy dust, like and subscribe.
Yes.
And
Like and
Yes,
subscribe
he loves people that
so you
come.
can come back here and see all of us and everyone else that comes often. All right. That wraps it up for this part of the Table Read Tuesday. So we're going to say goodbye, and then we'll talk about the movie some more for those who can stay and want to stay to discuss it. Not as good of notes as Clint, but I have little bullet points of just random
But
words.
why do you have to
can bring up.
compare each other's notes? You took notes, and that's good enough. Enough comparing yourselves to one
because
another.
this is the ultimate note-taking showdown.
It's an attempt of comparing to be able to complement.
If you want to
Clint.
fight over something, fight over what scripts you're going to write for the next competition.
Yeah.
So in what do you call it? As well as like and subscribe. If any of you have a company and wish to sponsor, there could be that potential as well with the intermission.
Yes, sponsorship
Commercial you make.
Sponsorship is welcomed, and as we know, this is internet, and this is going to stay there forever, and more people will just continue to come back and watch it. Anybody that loves films, anybody that want to see how they're made, anybody that wants to learn screenwriting and stuff. So
I'm actually working on 2 scripts. I thought I was working on one, but now I've decided to work on another. So you might see something from me in September.
all right. Looking forward to it. Yes, as Heather's highlighting, for those who don't know, we do 4 screenwriting competitions a year where we have the people vote on our Facebook group and choose which of the unproduced screenplays they want us to read and do a table read of.
Actually, you know what? I lied. I might have 3. I'll see.
Heather, how dare you? She lied to us.
Like
all
2
of
are
us.
film, 2 are film, and 1 is maybe a series from a novel I wrote. We'll see. I'm very mischievous and I have no life because of my chronic things. So lots of writing.
Well, that sounds good. You're making the most of it. But let's talk about the film.
Is Angelina running away?
Yeah, I am, and I wanted to show the book that
Yeah. No, keep your head and body. Keep your head and body right like that.
It's an invisible book.
There you go. For the love of Scott, beam me up, Scotty. For the love of it.
Oh yeah, didn't you have a film at a festival or something recently? How was that?
Yeah, I don't know because I didn't I wasn't there. I was here instead. But I got paid for it, so that's cool.
Oh,
A little bit.
Professional
Send me a check.
filmmaker, professional screenwriter.
And you do those
Working.
things for Red Deer TV or something, don't you?
Well, that was, Shaw Cable. And the last short film was at Klondike Days in Edmonton Klondike Days at the
What'd
Epcot
you do?
building or something. Oh, they showed my film there for a short
Awesome.
film or a film festival.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
So I'm going to try to listen to you guys as I go about things, and I'll have myself on
Awesome.
mute and all that. So,
Well,
Alrighty.
I guess Vicki and I have things to share because we played Cleopatra and Antony. Like, how many weeks ago was it, Vicki? I can't remember. And we're
You're
playing.
muted, Vicki, if you
What are we
answer.
playing in this Saturday? I forgot.
Muted. Vicki. Muted.
Vicki, you're muted.
Sorry.
Because we play with this Shakespeare group on Zoom. Twice a
It's
month.
a Midsummer Night's Dream this Saturday.
Oh, and then it's Richard III. The next one is Richard III, right?
Yeah.
And those are all live. You said not recorded or posted
No.
somewhere.
We take pictures of ourselves in costumes sometimes, or at least I do, because they're ridiculously fun.
Pictures at like 24 frames a second, 30 frames a second. So it's
No,
like
I just
one
take
after
them on
another.
my phone and post them on Instagram and just am ridiculous about it. And we just have such fun. Anybody can
Yeah.
join if you're bored, Jacob. It's usually on
All right.
Saturday.
All right, Tyler, I guess you're not able to stay for the conversation, right?
Yeah, I
Gotta head out.
gotta take care of some work stuff. But
Sorry, Tyler.
thank you
we're
for
just
being here.
excited.
yeah, it was fun. Thank you guys for having me.
Nice to
Okay.
meet you, Tyler.
Here, let's get some answers. I'm going to hold you for a tiny bit longer, but we'll make it quick. You never saw the movie. So what is your experience reading a script before seeing the movie? What are some things that maybe took you out of it or you noticed or you liked?
So I love to read, first of all. And in the beginning, I was definitely like in the zone, you know, like I'm really wanting to, like, when my characters come up, I'm wanting to like do my characters. But it got to a point where I had a lot of side roles and my roles were up for a while. And like you guys are acting and I'm listening, but I'm also reading ahead like it's a book, you know? And that's why a couple of the times like I missed my line. I think for Jimmy, you spoke for me. And I was like, oh no, I wasn't reading ahead. I totally forgot. So yeah, it was definitely a fun experience. And I don't know, like it got really interesting, right? You guys sucked me into the story, and then by the way, Vicki, I really enjoyed like you doing the reading. Like, I mean, you could probably honestly read novels. I don't know if you do that, but you know, the voiceover for videos. That was really I mean, it was really good. So yeah, the story was interesting. You guys told it well, and it read well from the script as well too. I imagine there are some things that don't read as well from the script as they are on the movie, and vice versa. I thought it read well from the script. So it was nice. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Yeah, I've definitely done that before too, where I'm reading with everybody and then I'm just watching them. I'm like and going along and enjoying the show, and then I am supposed to have a part to read in it. Totally, you guys suck me into it. That's the words. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, thank you. Don't want to keep you longer. Hope you had fun. Hope we see you again.
It was a blast. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming around, man.
Yes.
Thanks for coming.
All right, go kick back. Do your magic.
Bye all. See ya.
Yeah. All right. I'll start off with the screenwriting type things. Well, one or two things. Sometimes they say, if you want to be a screenwriter, that not to necessarily look at scripts that are written and directed by the same person. Because, like, let's say a Tarantino script, he doesn't have to follow any rules or different things, like he did his earlier script or whatever, but because he knows he's making it. So he can write it however he wants because he's making it and showing it across. So it's going to be different to somebody that has to write it for somebody else or sell it to someone else. So this guy wrote and directed it. So everything's within that context. But one thing I noticed was the action descriptions were all in caps, like it was all capitalized, all caps. How was that to read, Vicki?
It wasn't a problem. Yeah, I noticed that too, and that's really different. but it actually made it easier to peripherally see when that was coming up.
Okay, yeah, so separated dialogue, and I wonder if someday they might have like a light gray block for that stuff, like just 20% gray and white for the dialogue to really visually see the difference or something. All right, cool. And this guy definitely had some camera directions in there. And lots of times different screenplays will say a beat or something. Here he just says pause. What were the other things? Yeah, it said cut to. Did you guys notice others?
No, because I was busy focusing on the acting and having
Understand.
the right emotion for the scenes and applying everything I learned in my acting classes to make sure.
Yeah, you did brilliant, everyone. And you definitely had. We try to be balanced about balancing the roles as much as possible, but it does seem like I was light on it, or Angelina was too, or like you guys had a lot. So
I'm used to it. When I'm given a job, I do the job. I don't complain about the job. I just get the job done.
yes. And again, some of you haven't seen the movies yet, but it is kind of cool. It's cool to go both directions. Read it first, watch a movie, or watch a movie and read it. But
No,
noticing,
but I'll correct you right there. When I know what the movie's going to be, I do try to go on YouTube and look things up so I can have an understanding, because I know you like little audition clips.
Yeah.
Because I've heard you like it when people go and read the script and make little audition clips on Zoom. So I go and look up clips and I try and read bits from the script for my little audition clips. So I do go on and look for clips to try and mimic.
Mhm.
So that's how I study and prepare for auditions. It's not like I don't go in blind all the time.
Oh, for sure. Definitely didn't mean to imply that, but yes, and we do appreciate it. What I was getting to is like there's some scenes that aren't in the movie, like the hospital drive and them on the Beatles line, like that's not in the movie. And there's a bunch all throughout it, like little halves aren't in the movie. And I wonder, like, when did that that happen? Like, is this the latest draft, or is there another version of the draft, or did they film most of these things and later on the cutting room floor it got removed? Some things we know is not the case because it's different in the movie. Like the character Teddy that now the sister gets together with, he's not in the movie.
Right.
They took the two separate characters and they combined them to the one, so now it's his friend Jay. Jay is basically Teddy, and so his sister gets together with his friend Jay. So that's a difference of what they did from script to movie. Oh yeah, like in the thing also, because he knows he's going to film it, but in the next 2 minutes of the film, we're going to do this. Like a lot of people say, never do something like that. It's especially okay because he's the writer director.
I don't know. I don't know much about screenwriting, so I'm glad that you understand the rules a little bit better.
Well, thank you. Like you said, just years of trying to learn from it and do a little bit. But now so those are, I guess, technical things.
Clint, I think we're really excited to hear your notes. I know you took them, right?
Oh no, he couldn't take much because he was the main lead and VO and read so much.
You did a very good main lead.
Thank you. Yeah, I started out in the British accent and then decided I wanted to explore the character a little bit more and remove that weight around the performance and to just dive into it a little bit more. And I'm glad I did it before the end bit, especially since I don't want to get into my own personal life,
Okay.
but I just, don't want to hear about cancer ever.
Yeah.
Well, neither do I, because I lost a parent to it, so I get it.
Yeah,
It sucks.
it does. It really does.
Especially when you see them die of it. Like
But I think, Heather, he was hinting that we might skip over that for the moment, for the time being.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it kind of started straight away, which I thought was really cool. Was like page 5. There wasn't really much world building before then, and it's kind of interesting because like the time travel plays into the world building, but it's already like boom, travel through time, and then he talks about like money for a little bit and then goes straight into I'm gonna find love. It was interesting, man. I mean, I'm not most certainly not a rom-com type guy. You know, I'm anything else, but I'm glad we read it. It was interesting. I really thought that I think for me personally, the strongest point of this whole thing was when they have the baby.
Yeah.
And when he goes back in time. And that was like a pretty like the insight of the writer to have that I thought was just utter brilliance. I mean, the whole story was great, but I thought for me that was the pivotal piece of like, yeah, I mean, like if that happens, if it changes, like that's the point. And then it's like, that's that point where you raise the stakes of like, I can't go back past that. Anything that happened before, I can never go back because this child will always change, right? And it's like, what do you love more? Do you love your child or do you love your ability to go back into the past? And so it like set a hard moment of we can't go back past there.
Well, and then it actually showed the consequences of what happened when he actually did, because he went and tried to save his sister from a rock bottom, and then he changed his child. He erased his own daughter. Whoops.
Yeah, two super important things to him. And like you said right there, Heather, it was show not tell. The father just didn't say, hey, you can't go back to either this or your kid won't happen. Like so, but they showed us to it.
This actually reminds me, I don't know, how many of you have seen the Jetsons?
Yeah.
No.
There was actually an episode, remember, with the little replay device that
Didn't George
used? Yeah, he ended up accidentally erasing his own wedding day, and he ended up in a world where Jane had married someone else, and he erased his kids, and he ended up having to go and fix it all.
But wasn't George Jetson born like recently? Like it was in like the last like month or something, right? Like George Jetson was born in 2022.
I heard theories on that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That one sounds like an interesting one, Heather. I would like to watch that one.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one. But yeah, what else?
I thought that was a really good line, like when they introduced Mary, when it says she laughs at him, period, it's probably love. Like that was just a great line, man. You know what I mean? Because it's like when you meet somebody, right? And you're like, I don't know, do I like this person? You know, or like you meet somebody and there's kind of a connection, you know, and you're like, oh, maybe there could be something there, you know. But then there's like that definitive, like, damn, one, you know. Yeah. And I thought that was really, really well played. I love things that are like down, like how significant they are like super downplayed and low key. Like I love that because it's just super tasty. It's like the salt in the dessert, you know?
Yeah. And I don't remember exactly, but they repeated a similar thing like that later. So I think when she's looking back and they're saying goodbye, and so I remember that line, and I think it's when she laughs at the very beginning when they're in the dark, and then looking away, and I'm like, did he up the stakes? Did he say it's definitely love at that point? Like showing the.
He did.
Like, and in the movie too, I agree with you. Like when you watch that movie, the part of like what he goes through with his sister and how important that is to him and how he wants to fix it, and then affecting his child, and like how like that is so powerful. And that same thing happens with that scene because you see how in love he is with this girl, and how, and then to go to that play, and then it just is. It's gone, and he doesn't have her number.
Like a ripple effect. And by the way, that episode of the Jetsons I mentioned, it's season 2, episode 7, instant replay.
The funny thing is, though, is like I didn't even have to travel in time to have something similar like that happen to me. Where like you meet some girl that's like absolutely amazing, and then you think you saved their number, but you accidentally hit the wrong button, and then you're like, I need to text her. Oh, damn, you know. It's the worst.
And they're like, why didn't that jerk call me?
Watching this, any of these ladies that were out there watching it, text me. My phone number is, no, I'm just kidding. Don't. That would be funny though, right?
Yeah. Let's put it up on the bathroom wall.
Yeah, for
Don't
sure.
say just kidding. You own that.
Oh. I'm not gonna put out my phone number, my personal phone number on the internet.
They have ways of getting a hold of you. Table Read Tuesday, man.
That's true. That's
Regular.
true. I know. Well, I don't know. One day when we're all like super famous, maybe. I don't know. For
Angelina
right now,
sneaky
I'm
in the
just-
background, sneaky in
I'm
the
just a
shadows.
young guy trying to learn how to change the world.
And you're running. Impressive.
Yeah.
On watching the movie, it felt like there wasn't really two slow parts. It felt like the stakes were going and up. Now, there was a part when we were reading it, and it might be because I just watched it last night. And that's again, so I got all the emotion out of it, and I thought I was going to be destroyed tonight. And we talked about it a little before we started recording or going live, that this could be a hard one for a lot of us. What was I saying? But is there any point in the story that those who haven't seen it that you guys felt like it got slower or low, or you guys were into it the whole time? Because I think it is different because I knew what was coming and I just rewatched it.
For me, I think that there's like in going through the script, I'd imagine that there was a lot of work the actors did on this one. I mean, it's not saying that actors don't do a lot of work, because trust me, acting is a very difficult profession if you really dive deep into that rabbit hole. But I felt like there was a lot of subtext in this that going through on the first read didn't quite land properly, and maybe like having watched it and then coming into the script to see it, then you can see how the actors played that subtext and made choices around that, because there were a lot of things for me that seemed like really too upfront, you know, like with the when they get together, it's like within like the first couple of sentences they're already talking about sex with each other, and it's like, wow, I mean, that's like really quick for a relationship to go, you know. Usually that's a red flag. Right? Usually run away from that, right? It's going to be great in the short term, but be long-term life consequences. But I think that there was a lot of subtext played into this that I guess is, you know, you'd have to see the movie and see how it happens because I'm sure, you know, it's a great movie.
And you guys, everyone did a phenomenal job. But again, as you mentioned, like these are cold reads. Like you guys don't know where the story's going. You don't know where the emotion's going. You don't know what to play and how to present it before you start reading it. Where in the movie, they get to learn their lines, they get to rehearse, they get to be in the characters that moment. The director gets to help pull it out of them. And the casting, again, amazing. Like I don't know, I watch it again, I'm like, it's like a perfect movie. Like you have different movies you think are perfect. And like everything came together. And like even the editing, I was talking with Angelina about it last night. Like there are certain scenes like in here where they had the conversation at the diner after he went to the party and left with the girl instead of the other guy showing up, and they have their discussion there. And in the movie, if you pay attention, you can see where they have the editing of them reading the lines in real time, and then it shows how they change the editing with like over the shoulder shots of the other person to make the dialogue feel snappier and feel wittier and more fun and on top of each other and faster and stuff. It's like, so you can see, okay, editing even made it better, like everything about it. And then every time he does the sound effects, woof, like just switching to time, there's a sound. Yeah. And so, and yeah, you can tell there's a later draft too, because the things that happened with that boyfriend, Rupert, slightly different in the movie from the book, the screenplay, how it happened here.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if it was like, I don't know how you guys felt. I mean, I was kind of like in the character more than in the descriptions, but to me, it felt like this wasn't a very overly descriptive script, right? And I think it goes back to what you were saying before, like he already had the vision in his head. He already knew what it was going to look like. So it was less important to have it be really visual. Like, remember when we read Chinatown? I mean, it reads like a novel. It's very descriptive. It tells you exactly what it's going to look like. You know what I mean? But that's a writer coming from a writer's craft doing that versus a guy that's got the idea already in his head. He's getting a basic roadmap for people to all jump on board with, but he's got the vision inside of his head.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't know
and
how you guys felt about the action descriptions.
I think you're right. It wasn't as flowery or descriptive of other ones we've read, and maybe he's like, "Yeah, I'll let the location scout find that spot. We'll let this," and
Yeah.
because it's like I want the story and these things matter, but not like it, I mean, of course, it all matters, but it's like if he's telling the story, I can tell the story to happen here, or I can tell it to happen there. Example, the another change that's different script to a movie is the proposal. Like in here, he starts to try and do it while while she's asleep at night and wake her up, and that's the same in the movie.
Mhm.
But in here, then he goes to the next day and they have that shower and they're fighting and then goes and okay, we'll wait till the night. And then it goes out into the field outside and then he gets the band and it's there. So it all takes place in the apartment. There's one little added thing that they do kind of have from this one in the script that they put back in the movie, but I'm not going to say that to you for you guys have to watch it. It's either just that little
I've
tidbit there.
actually seen the proposal.
The movie or this part? Just kidding.
The proposal, the movie. I saw it when
Okay.
it was brand new.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the proposal within this movie when
Oh.
Tim proposed to Mary.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So
I bet the storyboard was probably a lot more detailed in that, right? So that people could know, because he had the vision, and then the storyboard is another super powerful tool to visually get out exactly what you're looking for, right? So if you don't have it in the script, if you're writing and directing your own thing, and if you didn't make it the most descriptive, you want to get the idea out on paper, the storyboard is definitely an excellent way, because then you can say, this is the house that I want them to live in, like this is the courtyard, this is where the dad plays table tennis, this is what it looks like, here's the wedding, here's what I want it to look like.
I mean, definitely storyboards is a super valuable tool, but because of the time and money, it takes a lot of productions. Some will do it for everything, but most productions save that for big action scenes or other crazy things that are more to visualize and less with the individuals and talking.
Interesting.
The wedding, in the movie, the wedding and the rain, the storm, it's wonderful, and it wasn't the same reading it. And you got a glimpse of it, but no, you will enjoy that scene much more watching it.
Yeah, I did feel like the script did a pretty good job, but you're right. It's even enhanced in the movie. It's like wonderfully terrible. It's like it's terribly wonderful.
People are laughing and crying at the same time.
Yeah, it's great. And you go to the thing at the end of the movie, like he can change things, and he has. And so he goes up to her and he asks her, like, "Hey, would you rather the date of the wedding be on a different date, not as rainy?" And she wouldn't change it for the world. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that goes into again the theme of the whole movie and stuff. Like, yeah.
Well, guys, I am pretty spent,
Yeah.
so I will say goodbye. Continue to keep talking though, because that was a good read. And I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Thank you for everything,
Sure.
Clint.
See ya.
Get a good night rest.
Will do.
Have a magical day tomorrow.
Magical. Yeah, a little sprinkle fairy dust. Yeah.
All right. Good night.
I also have an early morning, so I am going
Yes,
to be short.
take care. Have a good
Okay.
night. It was a good
We'll
read.
call it. It was great. It's about time to say good night. All right. Thank you all. You're amazing.
And if you haven't joined us yet for a read, it's about time you do. We're always looking for more people to join our little family here at Table Read Tuesdays.
Yes, if you'd be interested in doing a role and playing a part, find the Table Read Tuesday Facebook group where we have the schedule for all the upcoming table reads, the dates, and there we add links for you to let us know that you're available and interested. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Love you all. Peace, love, and blessings.